gosh, I'm so sorry about the ads. I apologize so much. But how are you guys? Have you smiled yet today? Oh, the ads are over. I'm so happy. Like, oh my goodness. You guys might not like the ads, but I don't like the ads either. Because that means I can't chat with my followers. Oh my gosh, so like, oh my gosh, tell me about your day, everyone. Yesterday was kind of a weird dream because like it wouldn't let me stream, and then I was half an hour late because of that. So yes, tell me about your day. I want you to catch me up. Yay! And oh my goodness, you guys, I always forget about the Yachen. Don't forget about the Yachen. I'm surprised I remember this time. So let's see. Let me check who's here right now. We got Silent Loner here, and then it looks like it seems like that's all at the moment. Oh yeah, Silent Loner, welcome for your first time at my stream. How are you doing? At least that's all that's showing. Let's see. That's weird. Oh my gosh, mods aren't here again. Slacker mods. Honestly, I think I should hold some mod additions. Wait. Auditions! Not additions. I'm glad you're happy to be here. That always makes my day. When someone says that they're happy to be here or their day is better because I'm streaming or they get to see me, it just makes me so happy. It really does. Like, oh my goodness, it's just so great to hear because that is that is my purpose for streaming. Alright, let me see. Let me go ping my mods because my mods are slackers. Alright, let's see. There we go, I pinged them! Yay! But you know, I actually probably I really should check to make sure that the thing he sent. I don't know why it doesn't work, but like, how does the thing work where you press the stream and it shows up on your Discord? How does that even work? I've been trying to do that. It's like press shift or something. Oh my gosh, you're here. I'm not. Alright, you're slacker too. Oh, that's fair enough. You know what? I'm hydrating with soda, with sparkling water today. It is black cherry flavored. It is like soda, which is not hydrating at all, but it is delicious. Although I probably do need regular water at this point. Smiled yet today? Oh. Let me finish this. It's almost gone. It is delicious. I found this delicious brand of these sparkling water flavors at Walmart. This isn't the brand I normally get, but it's still really good. I really like the cherry limeade kind. Chat, what's your favorite soda? And the bottle is gone. Yay! Yeah, there's like so many different flavors of the sodas now. So, do you like a generic soda or do you like a soda with like one of those crazy flavors? What is your preference of letters? Cherry Pepsi and why? Wait, you said it's your favorite, but then you said unfortunately. Why is that unfortunately if it's your favorite? That's that's a funny thing to say. If I well tabs. But yeah, I'm gonna need an explanation to that. You're addicted, I see. Um there are like addiction is pretty bad, honestly, oh, you got your Yachan back. At least you didn't lose your Yachan. Alright, so I changed the stream title to Do you ever wonder if I know what I'm doing? Let me let you in on that, chat. I do not know what I'm doing. I do not. But it's okay. It's okay. Because we still have fun. Yay! Answer all the time. All the time. Oh my goodness. That's something. My goodness. Oh yeah, I used to have well honestly, oh my wait. Learning through experimentation, exactly. Like how oh wait, let me oh my god. Oh my gosh, thank gosh, my phone is charging. Okay, good. So I'm borrowing my mom's charger while she's traveling for work. And thank goodness that her charger is actually working on my phone. That just means that when my new charger I ordered gets here, my phone will be fine for a stream and I'll be able to do longer streams. Because you know what? I use my phone for tracking, which you guys already know. But the issue is, oh, Spansa! But what you don't know is that my charger hasn't been working. And my phone has been running out of charge very quickly during the stream. And it's not cool. It gets at like to like 20% at 1.5 hours through the stream. Yeah. There is only Yan. Dare you come in here, Neo, and desecrate the Yan, the sacred Yan. Oh, it is good to see you again. And oh my goodness, we have some lurkers. Hello, Shinobig. How are you? It's so nice to see you. So yes. But oh my goodness. So you guys, I have been planning on doing just wait, my microphone was down. There is not always Nia. There is always Yan. Since I was having all these technology issues, I was thinking of doing like just chatting streams for a few weeks just to make sure everything is working. But I was thinking, would you guys like to play games or just like kind of make sure everything is working as well? I want to leave that up to you guys. Koi? I think it's also important to do what you guys want as well, so you don't get bored of me. Don't get bored of me. That'd be so sad. There is not always Neo. Yeah, what do you guys think? The next two games I have planned are Palia and Cobblemon. I am really looking forward to seeing how Cobblemon works on stream. I am not too sure. I actually looked up a seed code. It is an awesome seed code. It is the best. Like, oh my gosh, it is so adorable. It's this cherry grove and it's next to like this sunflower field thingy. Thank you so much. Oh, you liked my vibe. I'm so happy. I'm choking on my words again. I'm so happy to hear that. Oh my gosh, not the Pikachu sounds again. You guys know that makes my microphone cut off, right? Okay, here we go. Pika Pika. Pika? Pikachu! Oh! Did my microphone cut out again? did it cut out again? Cause I do know it cuts. You guys told me it cuts out when my voice goes too high. It almost sounds like responding in the positive and negative. It's true. Nyan is the positive and the negative is Nyan. What sort of? It's actually spot on. Thank you so much. You like my Pikachu voice. So yeah, when I did, like I do yo like that because if I do like my two A's, it'd be like yeah, and I always say there is yeah, there is only yan, so I have to say yo like that. There's yeah, and there's yo. Yeah, that's 10. Oh my goodness. Yeah, for the newcomers in here, you get, wait, I think like, I want to say 50 yachen every 15 minutes. Let me just double check. Let's see. Yeah, you get 50 yachen every 15 minutes. So yay! Back up that yachen every yen. Then you can do what Legion does and gamble it away. Goodness. That's how. My goodness. Oh, wait. How do you get so lucky? I don't even know how he does that. Then again, I don't like to gamble. Mm. Like, if it's on a quest in one of the bots in Discord, I feel like really, really, really stuck. Because I don't want to gamble, but it's also a quest, and I have to do that to move on to the next quest. And it's like, no! Space. You can aim for 1 million. Good luck. But you should see how much Yashin you have before you gamble. You do that. Oh, you do that like this. Oh, wait, shoot. My mouse wasn't even. Like, kind of. This is how you check how much Yachen you have. Exclamation mark Yachen. Yeah. Oh, for a second, I thought that my name was like scared because it's like highlighted and white. So I'm like, what? What just happened? And then I remembered that that's normal. So yeah, that happened. That happened. But yeah. Oh my goodness, you guys, that was. Oh my goodness. You're not feeling so good today. Yeah. And if you're we have both a lurk and an unlurk command. It's so awesome. Here the I wanted to show that to you guys because I don't think very many people have thought of an unlurk command. But I was like, oh, unlurk is smart. Yeah. Oh shoot, I'm so sorry, Carly. I was just demonstrating and then it cut off on you. I'm sorry. Because I don't think very many people have thought of an unlurk command. But honestly, for me, I like coming up with unique ideas. Like, oh, like for instance, on the first streaming app I did, I held a role for my friend because she was like really out of it one day, and I'm like, oh my gosh, you sound so dead, and then she's like, what? I'm dead, but I have so much for how what? And so I held a role for her. I even got somewhere to sing. So yeah, well, usually people would use the channel points to lurk. Really? I've always seen people use the command to lurk. I never seen someone use the channel points. Huh? Hmm. Is it really a channel point thing? Cause that seems like a weird thing to make into a. Why does hydrate say new on it? Huh? What is wrong with the hydrate? Huh? Like I'm looking at my channel rewards, and it says new. What on earth? But I Yeah, you're right, Legion. There is something wrong with that command. I mean the redeem command, whatever. Enjoy wandering in the fluttering forest. Yay! Enjoy. It's really pretty that you always see lurk as a command. Yeah, I see it as a command as well. It's like I don't think I've ever seen it as a redeem. People usually put the lurk. Yeah, yeah, but I don't. I think it's kind of a waste. Like I understand the first and not first thing as a redeem, but it's like the lurk. That just seems like a waste. It really does. Hmm. Well, you know what I mean, silent loner. Yeah. But yes, have you guys smiled today? If you haven't smiled, do it now. Yay! Oh my goodness, my brain is tired. Have I not have enough salt or something? It doesn't seem right because I had chicken. So I had to have had enough salt. It doesn't seem right for my brain to feel like this. I took my salt pills. This is really strange. Hmm. You know what? It would really not be good to pass out during stream. That would not be good at all. Hmm. You know what? Maybe I'm just dehydrated. I'm gonna have some actual water now, cause I'm sure that sparkling water isn't hydrating. Water. Here we go. Hydration. No, not a sleep stream. Like remember I told you how I passed out and ended up in the emergency room. Yeah, that kind of pass out. Wait, what? What? Saying everything is cute. Oh my goodness. Oh, you're only gonna be gambling? How sad is that, Legion? Oh my goodness. Wait, if you're lurking and then it's like, but it's like you're still using the commands, is that really lurking? What wait, what? Yeah, I must not do that. I'm kind of concerned because my brain has kind of been feeling weird around like this time. I don't know what's going on. Sorry about that, chat. Yeah. Alright, you know what? On Discord, we do have some reaction videos ideas courtesy of Legion. So yes, why don't we watch some of those? That sounds fun. Let me go to the display capture first. And then oh wait, do I not have chat set up here? Let me just make sure. Oh man. Oh shoot! Chat disappeared from here. Oh my goodness, where did chat? The chat is supposed to be on my phone. Like, I can see you guys, but you won't be able to. Like, I can see you guys in chat, but you won't be able to see yourselves on the phone chat widget thingy. But let me see. Where the heck? I thought I fixed this. Well, I mean, I did fix it, but it's just not here anymore. Alright, so let's go in Discord. And let's find some of those reaction videos. Where is it? Um, here we go. Here we go. Um, let's do this one. Whoa. Okay. Um. Okay. Okay, here we go. We gotta turn the display capture on. And then we have to turn the desktop audio on. And then we have to go here.
Greetings, Poke fans! Michael here, and this video's gonna get playfully morally gray. People in the Pokemon world eat Pokemon. It's a fact.
Oh wait, I think
It's a
we
bit
already
odd
watched this
considering
one.
all the talk about the friendships and partnerships they form, but it's not the most outlandish thing canonical to the Pokemon world.
What did I do?
And since I like to—
What did I do? Oh my gosh. I do not know how to do it. Well, I know how to do it. I've done it before. All right, let's choose a different one because we have watched that one before. I'm pretty sure. All right, back to this card. Let's find a different. That one was funny though. That one really was funny. But we have to do a reaction video. Oh, on what we haven't seen yet. Huh? Oh, let's see. Let's see. Okay. There aren't too many, but in my server there's a reaction video idea channel. So definitely put your ideas in. Definitely put your ideas in if you wanna like have reaction videos on stream and stuff. Huh?
A new faraway region is getting its Pokemon League off the ground, and you've been selected as champion. Years as proof of his laziness.
I always have so much trouble with display capture. I don't know why, but I always have so much trouble with display capture. No, stop it.
And you can't hide. A new faraway region is
Yay!
getting its Pokemon League off the ground, and you've been selected as champion and CEO to get things up and running. The Elite Four's been sorted out, but
How's the
you can't have
volume
a
for
true
you guys?
Pokemon
Too
League
loud?
without gym leaders. You need to
Oh.
hire 8 of them. However, there aren't any strong trainers
We have
from
to
this
wait,
region.
we're hiring-
There's no Pokemon
wait.
League yet. You're trying to set one up
What?
to attract strong trainers to the region and
Yeah, I don't-
motivate the existing population
Hi,
to
Green
get into
Squeaky.
Pokemon
Have
battling.
you smiled
It's an
today?
economic investment. But this does mean you need to hire
Wait.
trainers from elsewhere, and you can't hire existing gym leaders.
Wait,
In my
what?
previous video, I built my perfect Elite Four partially from existing Elite Four members, but I pulled that off by giving them raises, and thus blowing the hiring budget.
Why?
So
But
gym leaders are
didn't
gonna
you
get
just
paid
say
the
you can't
same,
pick from
And it's
existing
gonna
gym
be hard to
leaders?
convince people to move to
You
a faraway
did.
land
It's great.
for no extra money.
Your day
Maybe even
good.
less, depending on the currency conversion rates. So, essentially,
How's the volume? Is it? I paused it, but I want to make sure the volume's okay. How's the volume?
no current gym leaders. So if you can't hire existing gym leaders, nor Elite Four members or Frontier Brains, since they definitely won't take a pay cut, who do you pick for your 8 new gym leaders? Let me know your picks in the comments, but in this video, I'm gonna
Yeah,
be
what made
figuring
your
out
day
my
good,
own
Green
picks.
Species
One
Man?
significant group to select from would be the
Corporate-
rivals. Or I suppose since I'm a
Voting.
faraway champion slash CEO and don't actually know these people, the trainers who got 8 badges, or are friends with those who did. There is precedence for these trainers taking gym leader positions, with Blue, Charon, Marnie, and Bede all doing so.
Oh my-
Let's
wait,
take a
his
look
name
at the
was
others
Bede?
and
I
figure
thought
out
it
which
was- I thought
ones
you
would be the
pronounced
best
it
candidates.
Bede.
Important disclaimer, most of these characters are
Why?
children, and while gym leaders can be children, I'm not
That's
dealing
just
with
a
all the
big
red
shock
tape
to
of
me. You pronounce it
relocating a
Bede?
minor to another country
That
for a job.
reminds me, like in the Galar region, they have like the weirdest names. Like, oh, what was their rival's name? Hop. His name is Hop. And then there's Bede. Like, what? It's like, with the Galar region, I don't understand it. Like, why? So happy to hear. I'm so glad I could speak Demon. But someone please explain to me these Galar region names. Hop? Like seriously? I don't understand. Maybe it's short for something like Hopifer. Oh wait, I don't think I didn't turn my mic off. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. Okay, there we go. I completely forgot about that. Hopifer. Oh, kind of conifer, but Hopifer. Look, conifer is a pretty tree. And oh my goodness, my ADHD just got us completely derailed there.
Job. No thank you. However, it has been many years since most of these trainers started out, so They gotta be adults by now, right? Like, we're fine. Silver is a
think
criminal.
so.
He steals his starter from Elm's lab, and he steals a
The creative
Sneasel from
Granite-
Kirk in Cianwood City.
Exactly.
Now he
Oh my gosh, exactly. Like in Paldea, there's the earthworm. It's literally an earthworm. It's a worm named Earthworm. It's like what? Don't understand the logic to that. That is like the least creative thing ever. There really is like, to be fair, it's like nowadays there's like people are running out of ideas for things. And Pokemon is typically based off of real things. But like seriously, I'm sorry. I can't even with this earthworm. I just can't even.
did do these things as a child. We do see him grow a lot as a person, so like maybe this is something he's gotten over and I could forgive him. I'm not gonna eliminate him, but like I don't love it. Brendan and May are a bit confusing,
Oh my
since
gosh,
technically
May's
one
so
became
cute.
champion and the other didn't, but which one is which depends on who you are. Oh, I'm getting a multiversal headache. Wally, though. Wally is straightforward. He's got a great
so
origin
shy,
story, starting
so
out sickly and
cute.
meek, then growing strong enough to reach the
Yes.
victory road, and then even compete at the
I would
battle tree
totally
alongside
choose
other
Wally
very
for
talented
one of my
trainers.
elite-
It would
my,
capture
wait,
the
gym
heart
leaders.
of
Yes,
potential
definitely
trainers,
I would
showing
choose
that
Wally.
no matter how humble your beginnings, you could reach the highest heights.
Oh
And he doesn't
my
have a type specialty
gosh.
already, but considering his fondness for the Ralts line, I feel like he's a good candidate for a psychic type gym leader. Barry is
Definitely.
also a capable and impressive trainer. He's, a lot,
Oh my
but
gosh.
it's good to have
I just remembered Blanca. I mean, not Blanca, Bianca. Oh my gosh, my brain switched the I to an L. Oh my gosh, but Bianca, oh my gosh, how much of a klutz was she? Even in the black and white games, she was always so nuts. Oh my gosh. Wait, chat, do you have a favorite Pokemon game or generation where just like the secondary characters are just like your absolute favorite? Like, what do you think? Could you have one of those? Before I just can't even with this now. So yes, do you have like a favorite season with the secondary characters? Okay. Oh my gosh. You know, I'm just gonna like this right now because it's so funny.
a variety of personalities on a team.
You only played red, blue, and special yellow. That's all you played. No, that can't be right. Have you seen the show, the anime, yeah? Have you seen the anime, which actually I learned recently is pronounced anime. Yeah, have you seen any of the animes? I'm not even sure. Animes is plural. What's the plural? You know what? We're gonna look this up. Okay. Yes, it is. It's just anime. Some of it, which ones? Like everyone says animes, but it's just wait. It's just anime. There's no s. The plural is anime or anime, however you pronounce it. Oh my gosh, I love Digimon. It's so fun. I never really, well, as a kid, we didn't really watch TV. We went outside a lot. So I watched Digimon later in my life, but I loved it so much. It was so cute.
His aspirations to live up to his father, Palmer the Frontier Brain, could serve as motivation
Frontier
for him
Brain.
to take his own official position. He also does not have a type specialty, but normal would probably fit best thanks to his Staraptor and Snorlax. Sharon is
true.
already a gym leader as discussed, but his friend Bianca is a potential hire.
Bianca.
Unfortunately, I don't really think she'd be a good candidate. In the 2 years between the events of
don't
Black
think
and White
so
versus Black 2
either.
and White 2, she opted for a research assistant position with Professor Juniper. This is a
But still,
perfectly
Bianca's
reasonable
so
career choice,
cute.
but it demonstrates
I
a lack of
love
interest in
Juniper.
battle-focused positions.
Oh my gosh,
She was a
so
very talented trainer in the
adorable.
events of Black and White, but she chose to step
Oh,
away.
you used to use
To me, it
Crunchyroll
seems
back
like
in
she would
2022,
rebuff any of my
but stopped
recruitment
later that
attempts.
year since
Hugh
you
is a
found a
solid
new app to watch
candidate. He's
anime
clearly a
called
talented trainer,
Venobox.
and by the time I'd
Really?
recruit him, his mission of
Fuck,
reuniting
huh?
Team Plasma's stolen Pokemon with their original trainers would likely have wrapped up.
I'll have to
He'd be
check
seeking
that
a new
out.
righteous
Thanks
cause,
so
and
much for the
what could be
tip,
more
huh?
righteous than enriching a nation's
Although, to be fair, my friend let me use her Crunchyroll account. So yeah, I kind of have a free subscription to Crunchyroll. Thank you, Online Mama.
economy? Ha! It is I, Garantia Boy, and have you finished your
Oh my
Christmas
gosh,
shopping?
I
Not
forgot
yet,
that he
but I've got
dresses up
plenty of
as
time.
a Team
You
Hacker
think you
Guns.
have time? Well, you don't! Because I have it!
Because
You see,
I have it.
you get it? It's my new watch from Holzkern, the sponsor of today's video. Oh, okay. Whew, you kind of freaked me out there. Good! You need to finish your Christmas shopping.
He's
and
freaking
Holzkern
himself
is the
out. I
perfect
totally
place to
get
get
him
gifts
there.
for your loved ones. Holzkern is a watch and jewelry brand for both men and women, and all their products are made from
actually
natural
kinda pretty.
materials. For example, my watch is the Askia, and it's made of walnut wood and marble. Ooh, that's
Oh,
quite
that's so
lovely. I
cool.
want to get the
How
exact
do you make
same
the
one.
wood
I
into
don't
a
want you to
jewelry
copy me, but
though?
weirdly, we do look good in similar accessories. Holzkern products are made in small quantities,
like,
allowing them
yeah,
to reach a
I
high standard of
figured.
quality that lets their
Yeah.
products last a very long time. So
I
go
figured
get some
that
Holzkern
you said you
products for
found
your
an
partner, your
alternative after
family, or,
Crunchyroll that you
even
didn't
me.
need to pay
Products
for it.
usually
So.
arrive in 2 to 5 business days, so orders placed by December 19th will...
Like for me, like a lot of people get upset and annoyed with ads, but personally, I don't get upset. There's so many other things in the world. There's like like ads. Just there's no point to getting upset over them. It's like the smallest thing. Also, most of them aren't made very well, so just have fun with them. Have fun mocking and laughing the ads instead of getting so annoyed at them. Cause like cause like I'm sure you guys watch a lot of anime and TV and stuff, but it's like when there's ads, there's no point to getting mad at them. Just laugh at them. You use AniDub Max? Wait, I'm guessing that means you watch your anime dubbed and English dubbed and not subbed. Nani? Do we have an anime dubbed watcher in here? Are you an anime dubbed watcher, Silent Loner? What? Wait, really? I wasn't alive in the 90s. Is that really what happened? Well, if like half the time was commercial breaks, then like that means it's better now, right? Yeah.
We'll make it in time for Christmas. Check it out using the link in the description below. For a limited time, use code MJTV at checkout for 15% off per...
To be fair, sometimes the dubbed versions have cuter voices. Like I really like the dubbed Spy Family. Like the Annie's voice is so cute in the dubbed version.
Purchases site-wide. Awesome, thanks man, this makes it a lot easier. Soon everyone in my life will have time. Time for what? You can't be serious. Are you having a stroke?
Are you
I
having
hope
a
not,
stroke?
'cause I have to go. Ta-ta! Caleb and Serena are another Brendan May situation, and oh my head! The multiverse! The other notable Kalos rivals, excuse me, friends of talented trainers. Don't make the cut though, since none of the trio of Shauna, Tierno, or Trevor ever use more than 3 Pokemon.
You like more?
Put simply, this doesn't look good
I
on a
don't
resume
care
for a
about
battle
Apothecary
prowess related
Diaries.
position. Yes, gym leaders have used less than 3 Pokemon
I
before,
have
but
heard of ReZero, but I've never seen it. I've been told it's not for me because it's violent and stuff.
that's because they are restricted to doing that based on the number of badges that the challenger has. It's not due to a lack of talent, and these 3, I worry about their talent. How is a strong candidate? Maybe too strong. How is a final boss level trainer, which may be simply too good. Although he technically never becomes champion, he loses to the player in the final battle for the champion spot.
Then like why not
And additionally,
make him a
there is
gym
another
leader?
rival to beat the Elite Four and become a gym leader, that being Blue. But he's kind of an exception gym leader. He'll only fight trainers who have at least 15 badges.
What?
It's kind of confusing about whether or not Hal
How
should
do
be
you
allowed
get
to be a
that
gym
in the
leader, but
game?
honestly, I think his best
Like,
long-term
in the
position is
games you get 8
Kahuna of
badges.
Melee
How do
Melee
you get
Island after his
15?
grandfather Hala. It's clear his connection to his home is very
I
strong,
love
and
the Alola
I'd feel a
region.
bit
It was so
conflicted about
fun.
taking him from that familial
It was
duty.
a good,
Gladian's
like...
another story, though. He's
Oh
got
my
some
gosh,
serious
him.
family issues that he might just want to take a break from.
kidding.
Yes, he did work for Team Skull for a brief period, but, you know, he was a child, and unlike other members, he never appears to have committed any serious crimes like
He always
conquering
looks
an entire
so
town.
angry
He would
when
likely
you
be a
battle
dark
him. It's
specialist due to
hilarious.
usage of Zoroark, Weavile, and Umbreon in different places, and it's always nice to get more dark-type gym leaders. Not sure I could let him
I
use
think it's very-
Silvally, though. Like, that
You
might be
know
too strong, like
what?
technically a legendary Pokemon.
I think in the history of all Pokemon, there is only one flying type gym leader. Let me check this. Let's see. Oh, there's actually several. I don't know a lot. Yeah, the one I remember is Skyla. I completely forgot about. Oh my goodness. All right, I can't remember any bug type gym leaders except in Soul Silver. Let's see. Let's see. Oh yeah, that's right. Wait, Katie. Yeah, I don't remember Paldea very much. Oh my goodness. Wow, there's actually more than I thought.
Pokemon. I mean, maybe if he's the last gym leader and like, oh wait, actually, this could work. It's a good marketing technique. We have a gym leader with a legendary Pokemon, and we just don't tell them that it's one of the lamer ones. This could actually be perfect.
Just don't
Trace
tell
was a
them it's
champion,
one
which
of
might
the
be
lamer
disqualifying, but
ones.
so was Blue, and he became a gym leader. But then wait, what happened with Trace
Oh
and,
my
and Blue, and
gosh.
where's Red and all this?
Where's Red and
no,
all
the
this?
headache? The headache is back! Hop chooses to focus on becoming a Pokemon professor, so despite his clear talent, he has chosen a career path that is not focused on
That's so
battling.
cute.
Plus,
I
his
love
legendary Pokemon is like
Blue.
actually super overpowered.
But you
I
know
feel like
what?
he
The
beats Leon
Pokemon
if the player
series
is not
with
involved.
Ash, it was like I
Although
didn't
maybe
like how
Hop
they
never
ended
gets the
it.
legendary if the
Making
player's
you
not
miss
involved.
Sabrina. Wait,
Regardless, he
who's
wants to be a
Sabrina?
professor.
Oh,
Like,
one
he's
of the
not going to take the
trainers.
job.
Yes,
As mentioned,
I remember
Marnie and Beat already
Sabrina.
have gym leader positions, so they are tied up. But Clara and Avery are a different
Wait, what?
story.
Who the heck
Both
is
of them
Clara
are
and
aspiring gym
Avery?
leaders, and in fact become gym leaders officially by the end of the events of the Crown Tundra. However,
What?
they're gym leaders in Galar's minor
Yeah,
league,
oh
which
my
does
gosh.
not count as
Oh
existing
my
gym
gosh.
leaders. It's
The worst, the absolute worst ghost gym leaders are the twins. Oh my gosh, it was so annoying. Like, gosh, they're Lunatone and Solrock. Oh my gosh, the twins just killed me. This was in like one of the more original games when the gym leaders were harder and the Elite Four was harder, and he was like, no, the ghost twins, like, no, just couldn't with like it's oh my gosh.
minors. And for them to move up to the majors, that would require both them excelling and an existing gym
What?
leader falling off. But do I want them? They're kind of annoying. And they cheated at one point in that battle
Pick them
against the
just
player.
because they're annoying.
But again, you know, they were children, have grown up some, like, maybe they'd be fine. And then we reached the Paldea.
Chat, would you pick me as a gym leader? What do you think? Or would you pick me as like a champion or like an Elite Four member? Oh, what category would you put me under? Legion. Yeah, what category would you put me under? Oh. Yeah, what do you don't remember the twin ghost gym leaders? Okay. Okay. These. Wait, what? Yeah, Ghost and Rock. Yeah, it wasn't just plain Ghost, but it was like, wait, hang on a second. Yeah, they're not both of them aren't Ghost. But it's like what should I call it? But it was like they have the ghost like oh my gosh, I missed what?
Rivals, and things get
The
tricky.
twins
Although I
were
will say it's easy to eliminate
horrible.
Nimona. She is way too strong. She is a champion-ranked trainer. I cannot afford her.
Let
However,
me.
other rivals like
Oh, that's right.
Arvin
They're
and
taking pay
Penny
cuts.
are children.
Wait, what? How do you know
And
how
as
much
I
you
said,
pay
I
a
cannot
gym
have that.
leader?
Now, as I mentioned with the other children characters so far, I've accounted for the fact that they started their journeys a while ago. They've grown up by now. But like, the events of these games happened very recently. I feel like they actually might just still be children. And
Wait,
I'm
which
not
one?
hiring children. To be safe and not have an international incident on my hands, I will not be considering any characters who are students
Oh,
during
yeah,
the
they were
events of the
psychic.
Paldea
That's
Games.
right.
With one
Oh,
notable exception.
yeah. That's what
Drayton.
they were.
Drayton is a member of the Brazilian
Wait,
Blueberry League, Elite Four at
Yes.
Blueberry Academy. He was the league's champion at one point, but because it's just an
What?
intra-school league,
What?
that
What?
doesn't really count. He's
Stop.
also the
I don't
grandson of
even
Drayden,
wanna
another
repeat
gym
that. That
leader,
kinda
and thus
scared me.
battling is in his blood. And he is different from other student characters because while he's listed as a second year, he's had to repeat the same year 3 times.
Oh, that's
If
so
Blueberry
sad.
Academy works like an American school, which it
I
likely
forgot
does,
they
I
were
mean, it's in
psychic,
Unova. Unova's based
yeah.
on
I was
America,
thinking,
then
gosh,
him
my
being a second
bad.
year or a
Thanks,
sophomore would
Legion.
make him 15 or 16. And if he's repeated the same year 3 times, that would make him actually 17
guy
or
says they
18,
may
which
not
means
be-
by the end of the school year, he'll be a
Yes,
full-fledged adult, which
yes.
means I could hire him.
It was like, oh my gosh.
But this does cause other problems.
Okay, so
First
like
off,
if
the
you
fact that
watch
he
like the original series, like the next season, I think it was with Dawn. I think they used the same voice actor, and you could really tell that like he started at puberty because it's like his voice was so much deeper, and like you could totally tell the difference. And it was like, whoa, what the heck happened to him? Nuts. And you're like, wait, this isn't the same guy. They got a different voice actor for him. He was like, nope, it was the same guy. He just got a deeper voice. And then to avoid making that mistake, they repeatedly kept hiring guys. You know what? Ash's haircut drives me crazy in the Alola. Ash Ketchum um Alola. Okay. Look, sign. I'm sorry, but that is this is just not right. I am sorry. This is just wrong. Look. That's why Bart Simpson was voiced. Who the heck is Bart Simpson? But look, I'm sorry. I couldn't with this anime. His look drove me crazy. Like, what the heck did they do to Ash? Why did they make him look so horrible? And yeah, who the heck is Bart Simpson? I'm like, wait, Bart sounds like a guy name, so why was he voiced by a lady? That oh, I know Naruto in the subbed version. Naruto was actually voiced by a woman. Yeah, but wait. Oh, I never seen The Simpsons. Never. Wait, is the longest running cartoon? Really? How long has it been running? Bart was the son of the family? Oh. Wait. Then why if he's the son and son wait, in the show was he like a kid? 'Cause like why was he voiced by a grown lady? I don't understand that. Couldn't you tell the difference or is it like what? I don't understand that. Like wouldn't people be I'm confused. Although I can see it working like an anime because I never would have imagined that Naruto was voiced by it's not even like wait, really? Well, you know what? Um oh like Naruto wasn't even voiced by like someone in Japan. He was, wait. Well, I never really thought much about how voice acting works, honestly. That's really interesting. Wow, I never thought of that. Wow, they really should have thought of that for Ash. Oh my goodness, but it's like, but I think they do a good job of making Jesse's and James' voice stay the same, roughly. But it's like, oh my gosh, Team Rocket is so funny. Meowth, that's right. Oh my gosh.
Had to repeat years as proof of his laziness, which is not a stellar character trait for any job, but especially not one that's like,
You
we're
know
trying to
what?
get this league off the
People
ground.
say that
The
I would
second
be a
problem
good voice
is that
actor. I
at
don't
the end of the
think
school
that's
year,
true.
he would still only be done with
Honestly,
his
they should
second
have
year.
changed the main
And
character.
again, if it's an
I agree,
American-based
they
school,
should
that
have
means he's
changed
got
the
2
main
to go, which
character
means
from
I'd be
Ash
hiring him before he
really,
finished high
really long
school.
ago.
And like, I'd feel kind of weird about that. Like, hey,
I really, when Ash invited Serena to go on his Pokemon journey with him, I really, really wish Serena had accepted. They were so cute together. And it's like in they went to the Pokemon camp together. I remember that from like one of the previous seasons of Pokemon. Like when they were kids, they actually met in Pokemon camp and oh my gosh, it was so adorable. And oh my gosh, the first episode of Pokemon XYZ, holy cow, it was intense. Pokemon XY, the anime, was definitely my favorite season. 100%.
come work for me, but drop out of high school. Like,
Even drop out of high school.
could wait 2 years, but I don't want to do that. Drayton clearly has the talent, but there's quite a few off the field issues. For the next category of trainer to evaluate, we're going to Alola specifically. Those being
Alola.
the trial captains.
Oh
While
my
the Kahuna
goodness.
position is essentially permanent and very tied to their home islands, trial captains are very different. They are explicitly teenagers and actually have to retire when they turn 20.
Oh,
And since
that's
Sun and Moon came out
sad.
8 years ago, Jesus. We can safely assume all of them have reached age 20, have graduated from their trial captain
Oh my
position,
gosh.
and are looking for employment. Let's take a look.
Looking for
Ilima is a
employment.
straight A graduate of the trainer school and exceptionally skilled.
Yeah, she
He's
was
clearly hardworking
awesome.
and
Like fighting
responsible,
her
traits
in the
that I
end was
appreciate
so
in
awesome.
any employee.
The one
However, the
reason they
most
should have
Pokemon
gotten
he ever
rid of Ash,
uses
they
is
had
3,
exactly.
which is an odd limitation on himself. Is he intentionally
Wait.
holding back? Or does he
But like you didn't see Serena like yeah, you saw her in like maybe one episode and she was a kid. You didn't really know what happened to her. And it's like I think it's really really an adorable storyline that they added that it's like it was a kid like it was a girl from his past that he eventually met up with again and started traveling with again. I think that that was like really good. That was really just yeah, I loved that. And oh my gosh, Bonnie was so cute with Squishy. Oh my gosh.
lack the skill? Lana is in a similar boat. No pun intended. She's a water trainer boat, you get it. She's clearly responsible and capable and a doting older sister, but she also never uses more than 3 Pokemon. But Kiawe is a different story. Unlike the other two, he competes in the battle tree. And while that caps teams to 4 in
I
double battles
remember
mode,
that.
he uses 5 different species of Pokemon. 6 if you
Nani?
count the 2 Marowak forms
I
separately.
can never
The
figure
battle
out
tree
how
is
the battle
no
tree
joke,
works.
so he's clearly very talented. Additionally, a side quest in the Alola game sees him getting fired from his part-time job at the Mega Mart, which to be
that's
clear, I'm not holding
sad.
against him. He was a kid swamped
worked
with
at a Mega
responsibilities,
Mart? I
all of
didn't
them
know
more
that.
important than working part-time at a Walmart, and I'm hiring gym leaders, not cashiers, okay? But after the battle, he says, my dream
Gym
is to
leaders,
become
not
a
cashiers.
professional fire dancer. I've been saving up forever to go study dance abroad. Kiawe is a talented battler, deeply connected to his culture, who wants to travel to learn about other cultures. This
so
is perfect.
cool.
He could come to my region, be paid well to be the fire type gym leader, and then in his off time, spread the wonders of his culture to my region while learning our own dance techniques.
What
It's perfect.
exactly
He wouldn't
is-
even have to save up.
what
I'd pay
exactly is
him
this
to do it.
pay range that
Kiawe
he's
is the
using, though?
strongest candidate
The
so
battle
far.
tree-
Mallow has
Oh.
similar battle
Oh,
capabilities as
that's
Kiawe.
why.
Like
I
him,
kept
she normally
quitting
only
'cause,
uses
like, I
3
was trying to
Pokemon,
save.
yet uses 6 different kinds in the battle tree. She
That
has the
didn't
battling
work.
chops for sure, and as a
Thank
cook,
you,
she could
Legion.
come to
Thank
my
you for
region
clearing
and
that
enrich
up.
our local cuisine. However, unlike Kiawe, her long-term aspirations appear to be closer to home. At one point, she tells the player, "I've got my future all planned out. I mean,
Wait, the
we have
apparent
to move
end
on
of,
from
like, the
being
battle
captains when we
or the
turn
battle
20 anyway.
tree?
It may be ordinary, but I'm hoping to take over my family's restaurant. I think I could be an even better
Because
chef
after
than my
I
dad
won
and
the
Big Brother
battle,
one day.
I kept
So I would
trying
love to
to
have her,
save,
but I'm
then
not
when
sure
I
she'd wanna
left, it
come.
made me start
Maybe
over.
she could do like a work study thing and like be gym leader and learn techniques from our region for like a while, but then I worried like she would just leave after a couple years, and like I'm trying to set us up for the long term.
Z-moves are
Sophocles
pretty
is an
cool.
excellent candidate. While he does not compete in the battle tree, he does participate in title defense battles with a team of 5 Pokemon, meaning he's absolutely strong enough to be a gym leader. He's also a technological genius. Despite his young age at
that's
the time,
true.
Mullane
Like,
trusts Sophocles to run the observatory. And Sophocles' inventions, while
Sophocles-
sometimes
oh my
flawed,
gosh.
are still extremely impressive.
That reminds
He
me of
created
Kalos.
Festival
oh my gosh.
Plaza,
I wish
which
we could
might
watch
be
Pokemon.
points against him, actually. But
battle
hey,
tree
like
functions
he's
as an
grown up,
endurance
like
type
he could have
tree.
learned
Yeah,
from the
I remember
errors
when
of
you had to fight
that, and he
either
could help
Red
expand
or
the technological
Blue at the
infrastructure of
beginning
my
to the
region
battle tree.
with what he's learned
so
from
fun.
Festival Plaza. Acerola is an Elite Four member. Somehow feels like she skipped several promotional steps. Like I don't know if there's like some nepotism at play here, maybe with like Nanu as her uncle, but like I can't hire her.
Like,
She's an Elite Four
what do
member.
you mean
Mina
by
is an interesting
endurance
one.
type
She has the
thing?
battling
Like,
skill using a team of
endurance
5 high-level
how?
Pokemon at one point, but
Like,
then
just
it's a
to
bit
see how
muddy about
far
whether
you and
she's
your Pokemon
responsible
can
enough for
go.
the job. In one universe, headache. She never ends up designing a trial that she is supposed to. But then in another, her trial connects the trial goer to all the other captains, indicating one of her skills being working in teams. And like
Oh
that's
my
a
gosh, in
super
this
special
game,
and
they give
unique
you,
thing
like,
to have on a
elite
resume.
beast
Like
balls, and
nobody
you
ever
really
has that.
can't get
She's
any
seen in
more.
Kanto as well, indicating an interest in
Yeah,
travel,
it
but
does keep his
she's
peak,
also
but then
there
you
for
have
so
to
long
start
because she missed the
over.
boat back home. A worrisome lack of punctuality. Her paintings could enrich the arts scene of my region, though. I'll think about it. Next are some characters that are quite compelling because they're already gym trainers, just not like totally officially. The
How
first is
many
Koichi
floors are there
or
in the battle
Kyo.
tree?
Let me explain. The fighting dojo in Saffron City competed with Sabrina's gym for who got to be the official gym in the city. Sabrina's type advantage let her
Sabrina
win
was so
handily,
awesome.
so the fighting dojo was relegated to just a training facility. It offered a challenge to players, but it could not hand out badges. The leader of the dojo in the Kanto games is Karate Master Koichi, and he uses Hitmonlee and Hitmonchan in all the games but Let's
Yeah,
Go,
but how
where he
many
has just a
floors
Poliwrath.
were in the
But then
battle
3 years
tree?
later, in the Johto games, Koichi is gone. The fighting dojo is struggling, only having 1 student left, and the new leader, the Karate King, Kyo, is training in Mount Mortar, and he also uses Hitmonlee and Hitmonchan. Sometime later, one of them, but it's
Amazing
unclear
that you
which
can
one,
only pick
has opened
one
up a
hit-
new
either
fighting dojo in
Hitmonlee or
Lumio City, in
Hitmonchan.
a small apartment, and he only gets new students if he lies and says it's a dance studio. Ooh, yikes.
Serious, if he
Not
lies.
going well for these fighting dojo leaders. I also don't love how few Pokemon they use. But they do have experience running a gym-like facility, and who knows, maybe if Sabrina was a rock or ice type specialist instead of a psychic type specialist, then the fighting dojo would be the Saffron City gym. Maybe their expertise in running a kind of facility that just didn't get funding because it wasn't official, like maybe they could build the fighting dojo of their dreams once they actually have the funding. And then there's another unofficial gym in the Alola region, the Cantonian Gym. It's really just a tourist attraction where you pay an entrance fee to challenge and fight a gym leader who has 1 measly Machoke or Machamp. But sometimes present in it is Ryuki, a dragon specialist rock star, seemingly with some amount of notoriety already,
He's
who not
so
only battles
weird.
you
He was
there, but fights in
always
title defense
weirded me
battles.
out.
He's a very talented trainer, and crucially, he says,
Oh my
once
gosh.
Alola gets a real Pokemon gym, I give you my word I'll become the dragon-type leader.
Wait, did
He's
it
got
ever get a
interest,
gym?
talent, and maybe fame? Like, how many Instagram
Alola
followers does he
please
have? Like,
smile
I could bring a lot of attention to my league.
that.
And now for the final set of candidates, those who don't fit into any of the other categories I just mentioned. Green is a counterpart to Red and Blue in the Let's Go games, and obviously a capable trainer with a full team of 6 high-level Pokemon.
So
She
cute.
is so weird, though. Like, she wants Mewtwo. She doesn't get Mewtwo, and then she, like, tries to make the player character her Pokemon. Like,
What?
literally throws Pokeballs at their head. That's weird. Feel like that could lead to some awkward
That was
workplace
so
interactions.
funny.
Oh man, if she behaves like that towards a challenger, that's definitely going to be a lawsuit. You seem interested in me
He's
at
like,
first with his
lawsuit.
passion for researching legendary Pokemon, but I don't think he's sufficiently demonstrated his battling capabilities. Never having more than 3 Pokemon, all of them just in the level 20s.
Yeah, that wouldn't make
this
a good
next one is kind of a deep
type.
cut, but you remember that family in the Hoenn games?
Oh
The
my
win
gosh,
streaks?
that! Oh
The
my
pun,
gosh!
Winning straight.
I remember. Did anyone
As
play
opposed
that?
to winning
Did anyone
gay.
challenge the
You
battle
fight
house?
4 of them in a row, and
That
after
was
beating
so
them, they brag
annoying.
about the son of the family, Vito, being incredibly skilled. You can actually encounter him later in the Victory Road, indicating significant skill to
my
get there.
goodness.
Although his Shiftry's only attacking moves are Pound and Nature Power, so maybe not. But it's been a while. Maybe he's still a trainer.
I don't know all this.
Maybe
Where
he's
did you get? Where did you get
Given
that
his Shiftry a
information?
stab move. Colress is definitely a skilled trainer, and his scientific
Oh.
genius entices
He
me,
looks
but
so cool.
even though he hates Getsus now and was helpful in Alola, he was
I love
too
how
deep in with
Matt
Team Plasma
Simple
for me
they
to
just
hire
did.
him. Like, that's a PR risk. Zinnia is an interesting
I
but
forgot
kind of an
about
odd
that.
option. She
Oh
absolutely
my gosh, I
has
love
the talent.
her.
She uses Mega Salamence, and she's free. Not like free like money, like she's got free time. After helping the player team up with Mega Rayquaza to destroy the meteor headed for the
it's
planet,
Finn.
her grandmother tells her that she needs to find a new purpose,
Like,
and
what
then
is
Zinnia
his
just kind
budget?
of vanishes. So like if I
what
could find her, she
budget?
might be looking for something to do.
Oh my goodness!
However, kind of like with Colress, she did work for an evil team. Either Magma or Aqua, depending on the... Oh, no, stop! But that involved intentionally helping them summon the primal
I don't
Pokemon to thus summon
understand this
Rayquaza,
budget that
so
he has.
again, probably too big of a PR risk. Dexio and Cena are very good candidates. They have a great resume, having worked as assistants to Professor Sycamore, and ineffective, yet well-intentioned,
That's
masked heroes. They've shown a willingness to travel, reappearing in Alola, and they're definitely
were
skilled
funny.
battlers. Dexio has a team of 5 at one point and competes in the battle tree.
I don't remember
And while
the
Cena
Alola
doesn't have a
games.
team of
I
5,
don't remember a
she
lot of these
also still
games,
competes in the
apparently.
battle tree as well. I think they are great candidates.
Legends,
However,
did
if I
you
hire
have a
one, I'm
favorite
gonna have to
Pokemon
hire
game
the
or
other because
Pokemon Gen?
they are definitely a thing. Like they are totally together. They traveled to another region, just the 2 of them together. Like that, they are an item, and I refuse to break up this power couple. Swordward and Shieldbert, no, I cannot do this. They are just so lame. Yes, they learn from their error, their ways, they're skilled battlers.
Yeah, I really like how they sort of introduce like a love interest with Ash and Serena. I mean, there were like love interest things in all of the other seasons as well. But it's like this is like in the anime, Ash is like that's like the first girl he fell for. He actually had a crush on. And it's like he like just made all the other girls mad. And it was like but it was like but they still liked him. But he seems like pretty oblivious to it. But I really liked that they added that love interest. Like he was just mentioning a little bit ago that what was it?
Like that, they are an item, and I refuse to break up this power couple. Swordward and Shieldbert, no,
That in the Kalos games.
I cannot do this. They are just so lame. Yes, they learn from their error, their ways, they're They're skilled battlers. They could be like a duo
well,
steel
yeah,
specialist set of
it's
gym
just
leaders. But
really
like,
long
my
time
God, I
ago.
cannot have that hair
Misty sisters
or their
are-
attitude
oh my gosh, the
working for
Misty-
me
her
or
sisters
anywhere
are
near me.
so annoying.
Maybe if they got haircuts. But even then, sword word? Shieldbert? I'd never hear the end of it. And then, while I cannot hire students from Paldea, I can hire teachers.
Oh.
All of them
Oh.
compete in the Academy Ace tournament, demonstrating
my gosh,
exceptional
this
skill,
looks-
but for non-battling
I
reasons,
love
some are better
Theo.
candidates than others. Time is a rock specialist and actually a former gym leader, but according to Bulbapedia, quote, she
Bulbapedia.
avoids questions relating to why she quit as a gym leader,
Oh my
as
gosh.
they make her fill up with nostalgia
That's
and sadness.
everything.
Oh, damn.
You loved your sisters?
Yes, not.
Oh my gosh,
Ryfort is
their
deeply into
animation- they
history,
were
but
really
seemingly
cute. I
mostly
loved
Paldea's.
how they
I
were
worry she'd have no
animated. They
interest in the
certainly
history
were really
of my
cute.
region. I don't know what it is. I haven't made it up yet.
Ah,
Which
wait.
doesn't really bode well for her having an interest in it. Saguaro is the home ec teacher, but there's nothing that stands out about him outside of his battling. Miriam is the school nurse, but
Oh
wants
my
to be a health
goodness.
instructor, so clearly her aspirations don't align with being a gym leader. Salvatore is the languages teacher, and he seems like a lovely, nice guy, and his focus on
I still
interconnecting
like
cultures
Zinnia.
is
I
appealing.
really do.
It'd be tough to pick a type focus for him, though. I guess electric because he terastalizes his Raichu. Jacques is a renowned researcher and developer,
Yeah, I
and
don't
clearly
know
likes
why,
to travel, having
but
gone to
she
Kitakami
just-
with
she
the
just
player.
always-
His terastallization
she
indicates a
has, like,
psychic
this really
specialty,
sad
but considering his
backstory.
league club room team is
She's
half
just-
poison type,
she-
that
she's
might fit
not-
him better.
she's
He's got a
trying to
really
be
important
happy
position in
again,
Paldea,
no?
though, so I'm not really sure he'd want to leave. But the best teacher candidate is by far Dendra. She is the
Dendra, really?
battle studies teacher, which would make her
oh my gosh,
amazing for growing the
yeah.
Pokemon training scene in my region. She also has a very clear fighting specialty, and she's only 25. Honestly, young people are more enticing hires for this position because they're less likely to be tied down, more willing to move abroad, and if they like the position, they'll be in it
I've
for a
always
really
wanted to
long
visit
time.
other
And also,
places,
as an
huh?
added bonus, she's hot. Spirited, hot spirited, like lots of energy, you know, good for like battling motivation and stuff. And the final option is
Love
Perrin.
that.
She's here because she is just so talented at photography. Could really help market the region with like some good like tourism bureau
Oh
photos
my
and stuff
gosh.
like that. Right, she doesn't have enough Pokemon, but you know, maybe we could overlook that.
Oh my
Her.
gosh.
But now, after a long and grueling hiring search of conducting interviews, reading resumes
Oh my
and
gosh,
cover
that was-
letters,
that was
conducting
something.
second round
That was
interviews,
something, chat.
not actually reading those resumes and cover letters and just putting them through a faulty automated system that's just looking for keywords, being generally vague about the salary, and ghosting people after the third round interview,
I
I am
really
finally
loved
ready
the-
to announce my
the
ideal
Pokepops.
team of
Those
8
were really
new
fun.
gym leaders.
Tell us
Here they are.
the game.
First is
and
Kiawe
tell
as
us
the fire
anime.
leader.
You've always
He's
been
probably my favorite
favorite.
candidate in the entire search, and no one's competing with him for focusing on fire. He's a lock. Next is Dendra as the fighting
She's
leader.
really good,
I
huh?
might have gone for Koichi or Kyo, but
let's
Dendra
see.
is flat out more
Zinnia's backstory was that her tribe rejected her as leader, and she chose to protect the world from an incoming meteor that could destroy the world and needed Rayquaza to stop it, which is why she helped either Magma or Aqua to wake Groudon and Kyogre so it could stir Rayquaza from its slumber to sleep. You know what? That reminds me of Pokemon Rescue Team. Like there's like this meteor thing and it's like you become a I love Pokemon Rescue Team. Those are so fun. Huh? Like I got the Pokemon Rescue Team DX one. That one is the Rainbow gummies. They're not as good as like the gummies in the original version. Oh my gosh, I want gummies now. Oh.
more impressive,
What
and she
kind
could
of
improve the
gummies,
battling
though?
educational space. We need a trainer school. Maybe she's the headmaster. Next is Barry as a normal gym leader. Both him and Hugh are strong candidates, and both would be normal leaders, but Barry has shown more interest in battling as a career,
But
whereas
yeah, but
Hugh's
Barry,
main goal seemed
like,
only to be to
he
return
doesn't-
his sister's
he
Purloin.
more
A
of a
noble
normal
pursuit, but
type
Barry's
team,
focusing
huh?
on battling is better for
So
this
I
job.
don't really
Next
agree
are
with
Sina
that,
as the
huh?
ice leader and Dexio as the psychic leader, respectively. They're both extremely qualified. While I do like
That's
Wally as a
true.
psychic leader too, Dexio is already a true psychic specialist, and with my
Honestly,
choice
I
of
would pick
Cena,
Wally.
I
I
cannot
would
break
really
this
pick
adorable couple
Wally.
up. Next is Clara as a poison gym leader. I've decided to give her the benefit of the doubt for her behavior when she was younger, and she's already got like a minor league gym leader position. Like, that's really good. Silver would have also been a poison gym leader, but there's too much criminal baggage there. And as for Clara's counterpart, Avery, Dexio is simply the more
Okay,
impressive
that
candidate.
guy with
Then
a
I'd have
like,
Mina as the
there's a
fairy
guy
gym
dressed
leader.
like a
She
clown.
travels,
Like
cares about
what?
team building, and could improve the region's
Yeah,
arts.
she's
She's a
like
little
this
spacey sometimes,
this
but
all
no one's
hippie
perfect.
painter
And then for
person.
the final
But like
spot,
her animation is so
it's
pretty.
actually
It's
kind of
so
tricky.
cute in the
My two
game.
favorite
I
remaining
love
candidates are
her.
Sophocles
She's
for
so
Electric and Ryuki for
adorable.
Dragon. But I have a problem. My Elite Four.
Elite
Spoilers for
Four.
that video incoming. So if you haven't
Oh
seen
my
that yet and
gosh,
want to see how it ends,
she
you should
her
watch it now.
video.
In that video, I chose for my Elite Four, Mullane with Steel,
Oh.
Iono with Electric, Karen with
I
Dark,
would fit
and
either
Raihan
fairy,
with
psychic,
Dragon.
or flying.
But if Raihan denies the offer due to wanting to continue competing with
fit
Leon and Galar, my
psychic?
backup was Seabold with Water. Both Iono and Raihan overlap their type focuses with Sophocles and Ryuki. Gym Leader Elite Four type overlaps have happened before, but they're always under specific circumstances. First is the Indigo Plateau, which serves 16 gym leaders and thus was guaranteed to overlap. Second, the overlaps
but
happen in regions where the
sometimes,
champion
huh?
has changed,
Like,
specifically
sometimes I can
Hoenn
just
and
tell when things are
Unova.
gonna
And then third was in
happen.
Alola, where characters from
I
earlier in
wouldn't
the game
exactly
are
call
recruited to the Elite
it
Four,
psychic,
although I guess
though.
none of them are technically
I
gym
don't
leaders.
really
Like,
know what
Kahunas
it
are kind of
is,
gym
huh?
leaders, but not officially. Now, if Raihan denies my offer and Seabolt comes instead, then Ryuki fills in for Dragon and the roster is set. But Raihan
It is how I can play gacha games without spending any money. I know exactly when I'm going to get a good pull. So, yes, I guess you could kind of call me psychic. I have never spent a single cent on a gacha game, unless it's for like an outfit or something. But there would be like gifted money, not like my own money. But like when I play gacha games, I just I just pull when I absolutely feel like I'm gonna get a good pull. And you know what? I am right almost 100% of the time. Yeah.
is my first choice, so I have to
Like,
figure out what I'll do if he accepts my offer.
and
If he does, that
Dark?
means both Sophocles
Oh,
and Ryuki are overlaps.
yeah.
It's a tough situation, but I have a plan.
Oh my gosh,
I'm
that'd be
taking
cool. I'll help you
Sophocles
with that.
with contingencies. Which, I'm just realizing, that kind of sounds like his brother. Like, oh, it's Sophocles and contingencies. First, I should clarify, Sophocles is a super strong candidate. His technological genius could advance the region forward in so many ways. And he would also get to reunite with Mullane, his cousin, and we saw in Ultra Sun and Moon how even a temporary separation made Sophocles
Wait.
cry.
Is he
Options
wait?
could advance the
Is he supposed to do that? This is like a video from another person. Like you see this person right here. Is he supposed to do that? Like, is that okay? Mm.
region forward in so many ways. And he would also get to reunite with
Oh, that's
Mullane, his
Zelda.
cousin, and we saw in Ultra Sun and Moon how
He
even a
looks
temporary
different.
separation made Sophocles cry. Option number one is just having the electric overlap between Sophocles and Iono. Maybe people are accepting of it, and it ends up not being a big
Oh my
deal.
gosh, I
But if
love
the
the
public's
voice
reaction is
sounds.
negative, we just pivot to giving Sophocles a different type.
Legion,
It
I'd
can't be
say
Steel
he'd be
since Mullane
part.
has that
I,
covered.
honestly,
so
I'd say
instead,
he'd be a
it's
champion
rock.
probably.
Sophocles uses
I
a
would
Lava Golem
totally
a lot. So
nominate
this way
you
he could keep his
for
ace,
like
then
a
because of his
for
work
like a
at the
champion
observatory,
if a
he could
Pokemon
use
another
other
Pokemon
magnetic
game
field or
is being
space-related
made.
rock types like
Being the
Probopass,
one that-
Lunatone, or
I
Minior.
want like the
Iron
new
Thorns fits
Z
well
and
too
the
if
new
Paradox
AZ
Pokemon
one.
become
That
more
looks so
commonplace.
good.
He may not be thrilled
he
if this is necessary,
yeah.
but hey, he's gonna get to be closer to his cousin again, so maybe he's not actually gonna care. So this is my final squad of
Let's
new
see.
gym leaders.
Oh my goodness. Honestly, that's not who I kind of expected Barry, but honestly, I would never have chosen Barry. He does not have a full normal team, and even though he said Staraptor would cut it for him, Staraptor is a normal flying type. Normal flying. That means its main ability it's still flying. I know normal is like its first type, like its main type, but it's still flying. And then he has that Empoleon. He is just very would definitely not be my choice. Definitely not. And what? And what? Sophocles is an electric type. Like what on earth? Why are they putting him in with a rock type? That doesn't make any sense.
Let me know yours down in the comments below, and if you want to see how I came to my decision for my perfect Elite Four, check out this video here.
Yes! No! It went back.
Plan. I'm taking Sophocles with contingencies. Because of his work at the observatory, he could use other magnetic fields. Maybe he's not actually gonna care. So this is my final squad of new gym leaders. Let me know yours down in the comments below. Greetings, Pokefans.
Okay. Pokemon Flutter and Pokemon Gale. Oh my gosh, Pokemon Flutter and Pokemon Gale, a fan-made name based on me. I oh my gosh. I'm guessing you mean a fan-made game. That and not name. But oh my gosh. Oh, we were gonna set up like that would be oh my gosh, I would love that so much. Um there was this thing that we were gonna set up in my server. It was like booklet or I don't know. I don't think it was called booklets, but it was like something like that where like you answer all these questions. I think it was Ronnie who was gonna set it up. It was sort of like gonna be a questionnaire for like how well do you know me sort of thing. That never got done. Oh my gosh, I should bring that up again. That would be so fun. Oh my gosh. Time for this one.
Michael here, and let's say there's this new Pokemon region, never
Oh,
before seen in the mainline.
It was Blookit. Yes, you did play a fan-made game. You don't recommend it, but oh, I've actually played some fan-made. What was it? I can't remember the name. It had a ton of bugs. It was really difficult to advance. Yeah, I wouldn't recommend that one. You're playing Pokemon Uranium? I feel Outloud was made by a complete degen. Oh my goodness, that's not cool. There was well I think I'm not sure. Hang on a second. Pokemon Ranger, are those fan-made Pokemon games? Like, have you ever heard of the Pokemon Ranger games? Let me look it up. Um Are the Pokemon Ranger was a spin-off? Oh, okay. There's like so many different Pokemon games than just like the regular ones that most people think of. There's like the mystery dungeon ones. They're like have no people in them at all. There's the ranger games. There's the main ones. There's the ones that are like Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee. There was like oh my gosh. When people think of like the Pokemon games, I feel like a lot of them don't realize how many Pokemon games there actually are. You know what? Let me see. How many? Okay. Oops. Okay, here we go. Over what on earth? 100 over 122 Pokemon games? What? Oh my gosh. All right, down here it says there is 137 titles that have existed, with more to come. Oh my goodness. While many games have been lost to time a shutdown, there are still 137 titles that have existed. Oh my goodness. I kind of like the reboots, honestly. It's very nostalgic. And I have wanted them to bring back Mega Evolution, so I'm excited for that. But the Diamonds and Pearl, Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl, that was kind of a disappointment. Like the underground, it was just a really big disappointment. I know that so many people were looking forward to that. There's no capture the flag. There's no traps. You can't bury the spheres. There's no decorations for your base unless you count those stupid statues you earn from digging, but I don't count those. It is like nowhere near the fun of the original Diamond, Pearl, and Platinum. Definitely not. So I was pretty disappointed with that. Definitely.
Pokemon games, and they are building their first ever Pokemon League, like Alola did in Sun and Moon. The region is not very populated and
liked how
lacks
they
strong
set up
trainers
Alola.
among the locals,
was
so they're forming
completely
this
different
league
from
in an
the
attempt
gyms and
to
everything.
attract strong trainers, along with tourism and immigration in general. Since the region doesn't have its own strong trainers, they have hired you, a world.
At first I thought it was gonna be like really lame because it was just like islands and no gyms. But Alola was so fun. It really was. I really liked it. Oh, I really love when they do hordes. Like the hordes of Pokemon are so fun. Except when you're battling, cause in some of the games when you fight, well, the games that have hordes, you would fight the villains and they would send out like hordes of Pokemon and that would be so annoying. You'd have to beat them all with one Pokemon and it would take forever. Like, you couldn't just send out 5 of your own Pokemon. You would be battling 5-on-1, and it would just take the longest time. It was so annoying. Oh my goodness, that part I did not like.
World-renowned Pokemon trainer from another region to come over and be this new league's first champion. And they're paying you handsomely for it. They have also agreed to let you select the Elite Four that will be working under you, offering them competitive enough salaries to attract them away from their current positions. The only stipulation is that you cannot hire any current or former champions. The hiring budget is great, but it's not great enough to pay for two different champions. So in this situation, who would you hire as your Elite Four? Let me know down in the comments below, but for the rest of this video, I'll be figuring out my own answer to this question. The first step is narrowing down the pool to just the most qualified candidates, and then I can select the top 4 from there. The most significant group of possible candidates are existing Elite Four members. So let's go through them first to see which ones would work and which ones would not.
Was a gym leader.
First is Lorelei, an ice specialist. Despite her notoriety and professionalism, I have my concerns. She claims to be an ice specialist while really being just as much of a water specialist in most of her teams, plus ice is usually not a difficult type to overcome, and I want my Elite Four to be legit. Additionally, she is no longer an Elite Four member in the Johto games, making me worried she would not be interested in returning to such a position. She's not eliminated outright, but I have my doubts. Bruno is a strong, powerful man, and the only Indigo Elite Four member to keep his position from the Kanto games to the Johto games. But he's a buffoon. He's a fighting specialist, yet almost all his teams have at least one Onix. You know, that giant rock snake with a lower attack stat than Piplup. I cannot hire someone who would make such illogical and terrible team composition decisions.
I wouldn't
He's
either.
all brawn, no brains. He's out. Agatha is also out. It's always bothered me that she claims to be a ghost specialist when she's clearly a poison specialist. Plus, she isn't an Elite Four member in the Johto games, indicating that she is retired.
Gengar's annoyed me.
I suppose she could also be dead. Either way, she's probably not available. And even if she was, I'm not really interested. Lance was an Elite Four member, but most recently he's a champion.
Flutter and Gale plot. In the region of Elysium, the region of Elysium was filled with a bustling city along with plenty Pokemon roaming around. However, due to the ecosystem failing due to human and Pokemon activities, Team Twilight sought to awaken Mysteria, Pokemon Gale, and some other Pokemon mechanics. So hopefully either A, wipe out humans, or B, wipe out the Pokemon to preserve the ecosystem. So cool. I'm gonna take a screenshot of that. I really love that. Alright. Let me take a screenshot of that. And then I'm gonna take a screenshot of where you said the fan game. Cause you know what? I think it's that'd be really cool. People make a lot of fan games, so like, why not make a fan game like that?
Champion, meaning he is too expensive. Will is an
That'd be
interesting
so
character.
cool.
His initial team has
Hmm.
2 Zatus,
You
which
get
I
the
don't
legendary
love, but his
Pokemon
team
for Flutter.
improves for the
What would that
rematch.
be?
I'm not fully opposed to hiring
I'm
him,
not
but I am
sure.
uncertain whether his eccentricities would increase interest in the league or deter it. Koga is a solid
Translation, he's
candidate.
weird.
He has proven continued dedication to growing stronger despite
I'm
his
sure
age,
you can
as
do it,
evidenced from
Legion.
his ascension from gym leader to Elite Four member.
You
However,
could
he seems
definitely come up with, that was an amazing plot line. Wow, that was so cool. Like, oh my goodness, I love it so much. Like, that's amazing. I'm sorry, I just cannot get over that. I really can't.
really into using bug types, which like is not what he's supposed to be doing, and frankly, I don't recommend it. Next is Karen, who is an instant hire. I've said before, she is the only Karen that I would let speak to my manager,
Oh
and
my
I'm my own
goodness,
manager,
no.
so there you go. Although, I suppose in this scenario, I would be her manager, thus
What?
causing a power imbalance that kind of precludes us from a healthy relationship. And also, what would HR say? Okay, maybe not an instant hire.
Not
Also, to any of you typing, Nike, don't you have a girlfriend?
hire her just
None of
because
this is
he
real.
likes her. I'm just
And
gonna be like,
Besides, she likes
um,
Karen too.
yeah,
Ignoring
that's
all
kind
that,
of
Karen is a strong candidate.
based.
I like her style and convictions, and while I don't love her usage of a Gengar and Vileplume, she ends up having a fully dark team. Although she really should be using a
Yes.
Tyranitar. That's gonna be a stipulation of hiring her.
I love
Sydney is a
that.
solidly strong trainer who consistently uses a wide variety of
Take another
Pokemon of his type,
screenshot.
which I like. However, don't
Oh,
really
wait.
love the way he looks at me. It's not giving
Oh,
off
shoot,
the best
shoot.
vibes. Phoebe is a great candidate.
Hang on. I'm going to unpin this really quick. So, because I can't get the full screenshot. All right. Oh, wait, I still can't get the full screenshot. All right, well, we'll do this anyways. We'll just okay. We'll just do this. Right. I
While
love
she's
that.
forced into using repeats due to the limited Hoenn Ghost selection,
Wait, what's cool? Like, oh my gosh, I forgot to pin the thing again. I'm so sorry. We're doing that now. We're pinning it.
she expands in a great way for her Oris rematch team. Plus, she's young and therefore
It
part of the demographic that is
does.
most likely to be willing to move to another country for a job. She doesn't have any kids to worry about, I'm pretty sure. Glacia is not that appealing to me. Her decision to be an ice specialist in
Sorry, you
Hoenn is
look
not
at how
one I
appealing
understand,
they
as
are.
evidenced by her copy and paste teams. Plus, even her rematch team is half pure ice types and thus not very difficult to handle. Even if her battling
that's
didn't
what
have
they're
issues, she's
supposed to
already
do. They're
moved once
supposed
to
to
become an
be a
Elite Four
type
member, doing so
specialist.
to the Hoenn region, so I doubt she'd be interested in doing so again. But even though I won't be offering her the job, we must respect her use of Hail, because Hail Yeah,
Yeah.
new Hail Yeah merch available at mnjtvmerch.com for a limited
Oh
time. We
my
got
gosh,
this cool
I
embroidered
love this
hoodie.
guy.
We've got a t-shirt,
Okay,
a little
I'm
mighty
I
poking
thought
out of
I
the
already
pocket,
subscribed to him.
and
I'm
unrelated to
subscribing.
Hail, but still cute, is the
Let me
new
just make sure this is my right. Yeah, this is my right account. Okay.
Wildfire Mighty Plush, which is also available. Limited time, mnjtvmerch.com. Drake is great. Dragons are powerful, and I love that he uses Salamence, then later Mega Salamence, meaning he's
Oh my
willing
gosh.
to use some of the
Yeah,
most
okay,
powerful
what-
Pokemon.
Flutters,
I worry
what
a bit that his
is your
age might make
favorite
him less
Mega
interested in moving so
Evolution?
far for a job, but he is a sailor, so maybe he'd be down for another adventure. Although, I haven't really fleshed out the climate of this region. It's gotta have at least one coast, right? Probably. Aaron is a hard no. I'm sorry, but if you use a Beautifly or
It's
Dustox
not my
as an
favorite
Elite Four
Mega
member,
Evolution,
I cannot take
but
you seriously.
Kangaskhan,
Bertha is
like
a
the Mega
strong trainer
Evolution,
using a
the
strong
baby
grounds type,
out of
but I have my
Kangaskhan's
concerns about
pouch.
how
Like,
many
oh my
Pokemon
gosh,
she
it's
uses
so
with 4 times
cool.
weaknesses. 3/5 of her Platinum team, what I consider to be her definitive team, is weak to grass, and that's just one of the 4 times
Okay,
weaknesses.
okay, here's the thing. Do you ever wonder, like, why certain Pokemon only have one gender? Like, for instance, Kangaskhan, in the game, they're only girls. Like, what the heck? And they all have a baby in their pouch, like a baby Kangaskhan. But, like, on? If they're all girls and there's like you that like how does that work? Explain to me that logic. Like there's only girl Genghis Khan on Earth. Does that work?
Is. Plus, she's older and clearly not a sailor like Drake. Would be unwise to put a golem on a boat. So I feel like she wouldn't be interested, which is okay because I don't think I am either. Flint is kind of an idiot. He claims to be a fire specialist, yet more than once uses a team that's less than half fire type. That's not entirely his fault since the Diamond and Pearl regional decks only has 2 fire types. Well, like, he should have known that and should have picked a different specialty and not marketed himself as a fire specialist when he's really not. Lucian is easily the best candidate of the Sinnoh Elite Four. He's intelligent, actually uses a team of entirely his type specialty in every appearance, and uses strong Pokemon like Alakazam, Bronzong, and Gallade. Add on that he's the strongest of his group, and he's someone I am certainly considering. Chantal is a strong candidate. She's able to be both an Elite Four member and an author, and someone with those time management skills is sure to be a high quality hire. Also, she uses Golurk and Chandelure, which are objectively cool. Marshall is also a strong candidate, seemingly literally. His team carries good coverage for their weaknesses, but I worry about their lack of dual types. He has trained under Alder, though, a champion, so he has a really good resume. Grimsley was a Unova Elite Four member, but he has since stepped down and seems to be enjoying retirement in Alola, wandering about and excelling at Mantine surfing. I don't believe he'd be interested in exiting his vacation because based on his appearance change from Unova to Alola, the stress of being an Elite Four member was getting to him. So, no Grimsley. Caitlyn is a strong candidate and has proven her ability to better herself, beginning as a spoiled Battle Castle princess and ending up as a strong independent Elite Four member in another region. Her initial battle team is okay, but she supplements it with a Metagross later on, which I'm a big fan of. She is one to consider for sure. Next is Malva, who is a literal criminal. She was a member of Team Flare before the player takes it down and just openly talks about this and is annoyed with the player for taking down the organization. How is this woman not in prison? Like, she was part of an organization that tried to literally kill everyone. What on earth? No way I'm hiring her. That would be a PR disaster. Seabold, along with the rest of the Kalos Elite Four, are difficult to judge in regards to team prowess since they all only have one team of 4 Pokemon. His team is solid but small, meaning his battling resume is short. Although he is a famous chef, so if he were to expand and open a new restaurant in this new region, the tourism we would get from just people wanting to eat there, this could work. Wickstrom is an odd duck, but being a steel specialist is always significant due to how strong the type is. I'll keep him in mind. Drasna is fine, but I don't think I'm interested in her. She's a dragon specialist, but fails to use a pseudo-legendary at any time, which isn't great considering how many of them are dragon type. There are better dragon specialists to choose from. Hala is a heavy hitter with strong Pokemon, but he's also the kahuna of Melee Island, and that's more than just a job. It's a true responsibility. The Island Guardian personally selects them, and kahunas have the honor of presiding over the Island Challenge, tending to the island ruins, and being a leader for their island's culture. I would not feel comfortable trying to take Hala away from that position, and the same goes for Olivia, since she is also a kahuna. They're great strong battlers, but they're just too tied to Alola. I'm also not considering Acerola for a similar reason. While not a kahuna, she is a trial captain, and while that is a temporary position, she is also the last living member of an Alolan royal family. I also feel very confident she'll end up as the Ula Ula kahuna once Nanu retires, and that she should remain there. Plus, she's literally a child. Like, I know she's like kind of a teenager, so it's like, I guess some teenagers can work, but I don't want to risk it. I'm not hiring children. There are laws, and I don't want to accidentally break them. Kahili, on the other hand, would be a great candidate. She's powerful, a previous Island Challenge champion, and somewhat famous, being both a professional golfer and the daughter of a major resort owner. Additionally, being a flying specialist means her teams will always be quite diverse. My only concern is that she wouldn't really be interested because this is a lowly populated region that still has a lot of developing to do, which means we're not gonna have any golf courses. So I think she'd be great,
Golf
but I'm
courses
not sure
for
she'd
what,
be interested.
huh?
Mullane is another candidate that I'm very interested in. He's a steel specialist that is not easy to beat, especially his Metagross. Additionally, he both runs the Alola box system and the Hakulani Observatory. So if Sophocles could take those over, Mullane could help get the technological and scientific areas of the new region more developed. Plus, he's
Oh.
basically Pokemon's version of Hank Green, and I feel like that would be a good person to have around. Rika's pretty cool, and she's
Rika,
proven that she can
yeah.
be professional due to
I
the additional
love
roles she
her,
fills
like,
for the
she's
Pokemon League.
just so
I like her
awesome.
ground type specialty, but I worry that her squad is a bit underwhelming. Poppy
That's true.
is a literal baby.
I forgot
Y'all,
Bobby.
are there not child labor laws in Paldea? Because there are in this new
Well,
region, and I can't have a 3-year-old
Anyone who
being
goes-
an Elite
wait
Four
a
member.
minute.
Like, how is
She's
this
not
allowed?
10.
No, send her to freaking daycare with her giant
she's
metal
not
elephant.
10.
I
She's
think
not old
Larry
enough
would
to
be a
have her
great
first
hire. He's
Pokemon.
lovable and professional, somehow able to manage the responsibilities of his day job being a gym leader and being an Elite Four member. I
What?
think he's overworked though, so if I gave him the chance to be just an Elite Four member, not the other things, potentially for more money than he's making currently, that could brighten him up a bit. Plus, Gita seems really intense, kind of passive
true,
aggressive,
he was
and
already
is
pretty
definitely making him
sour.
do too much work by being both a gym leader and an Elite Four
Oh
member.
my
So
gosh.
maybe he'd jump at the chance to not work for her anymore. Although I will say some of his team members
Oh my
would need to
gosh.
be swapped for stronger
Yeah,
ones.
wait.
Hassel is a strong trainer who uses
He's
good,
talking
tough
about
dragon types,
swapping the
and he's a
Pokemon. Is
refined
that what he's
educator
gonna
who isn't
do?
afraid to display his emotions. We should all give this man a lot of credit for his displays of non-toxic masculinity. However, he is from a faraway region, maybe the one I'm hiring for, but I doubt it. And in the games,
I
quote,
love
one of
this-
Hassel's
this
relatives
guy, like, he
tries to
does
convince
so
him to
much
come home,
research
but
before
his
he makes
students'
these
support
videos.
prompts him
It
to
is
remain
so
at the
amazing,
academy.
huh?
I think Hassel is too
Like,
loyal to the
he keeps
academy,
showing
which is
those
fair and
Wikipedia
frankly
references.
honorable, but
You
it also
can
means
tell
it
how
wouldn't make
much
sense to hire
research he
him.
put into
So
this
with all the
before
Elite Four members
actually
covered,
making
my
it.
candidates are Lorelai, Will, Koga, Karen, Phoebe, Drake, Lucian, Chantal, Marshall, Caitlin, Siebold, Wickstrom, Kahili, Mullane, Rika, and Larry. However, there are other impressive candidates that are not currently Elite Four members, specifically gym leaders, not rivals, because like most of them are champions and the ones that aren't, I feel like aren't good enough. And then Frontier Brains,
You know what,
I
I
feel
never
like they're either
really
too strong,
thought
they're also
that you
weird and
had to,
aloof.
like,
We haven't seen any
get
of them in
hired
over a
and get
decade
paid
except
to
Palmer,
be a
and Palmer
gym
really
leader
should
or
spend
an
more time
Elite
with his son.
Four.
Sabrina is the toughest gym leader in Kanto and continues
makes
being
sense 'cause
powerful
you
in most of
pay
her
if you
appearances.
lose,
Her
huh?
World Leaders Tournament team in the Pokemon World Tournament is seriously
But then
tough,
how did
and
he
she's an
become a
actress
gym
on the
leader
side,
or
which
Elite
would increase
Four
the
in
new
the first
region's
place,
artistic
huh?
status. Galar doesn't have an Elite Four, but Raihan might as well
Like,
be a
you
part of
only
it.
pay the
He's the
trainers if
strongest
you
gym leader
lose,
and the
huh?
strongest trainer you fight in the Champions
like,
Cup. He doesn't use exclusively dragon types, but I'm willing to let that slide if he
I
makes
don't think
himself
so.
more of a weather
Are they
specialist
paid
and
in the
focuses on his
beginning or
sandstorm
something?
strategy, not the goofy multiple weather one he uses in the
Oh.
Champions Cup. He can't
Oh,
use
that's
Dynamax
so
in this new
cute,
region, but his
huh?
Duraludon would still be a
Okay,
force to be reckoned
release
with.
male,
Plus,
release
he's an
female, the
influencer.
opposite gender
He's
of the
got a
player.
massive social
They are
media
the
following,
analytical
so
type,
if he
and
takes
he's
this
not
job and then is
actually
posting
even a
about
mix
this
of
new
Mysteria
region and all the
or
cool stuff
or
there,
Fleur-
just think about
wait.
how much tourism interest this new
That's
region would get.
solid
The
for,
main
like,
hang up with
character
Raihan, though, is
progression,
whether he
huh?
would want to go. It's said that Raihan is strong enough to be a champion in another region, which is a big positive aspect of his
another
resume
screenshot.
since I want my Elite Four to be
This story is
powerful,
really coming
but he hasn't
along
done so
even.
because he
Crap,
wants to
okay.
defeat Leon. I worry that he wouldn't accept the job if I offered it
Alright.
because he wants to stay in Galar to finally defeat Leon. The final gym leader I'm considering is
I
Iona.
love her.
Despite being a lower level gym leader, her post-game team is solidly fierce. Additionally, she's young, which as I mentioned means she's
we
more
go.
willing to travel. Plus, she's a streamer, which means that not only can she easily continue doing that job from basically anywhere with internet access, but again, more publicity for the region.
Although, you know
like
what?
with Raihan.
She
She's
has
also said
shark
that she has
teeth.
trouble
They're
going
kinda
out
like,
for
how-
casual
why
picnics
did
due to her
she do
massive
that?
popularity.
Like,
So spending time in a region
why?
where she isn't
What
as
is with
popular,
the
but she
shark
can still reach her
teeth,
fans
huh?
through the internet could be very appealing to her. So with those added on, those are all of the candidates. I spent a lot of time interviewing and looking over their resume and doing some test battles. But after that long process, I think I finally selected my ideal
Oh, but what
Elite
if
Four.
instead of Louise, we made it? Let's see. Lewis. Yeah. Um.
The first person is Melaine. I really
What do you
wanted a
think
Steel
about
Specialist
that?
due to how powerful the type is, and I think Melaine is the strongest Steel Specialist that isn't Steven or Peony, who I'm not considering since he clearly just wants to spend time with his daughter. Additionally, his
Yeah, I think
technological and
that's
science
an
background
idea.
will be instrumental
Do
in
you like that
developing the more
better, or do
rural
you like
and
your
lower
idea
tech
better?
region.
What do you
And like
think?
I said, a Pokemon Hank Green. Next is Iono. I think she's
I
great,
love
and for all the reasons
Iono.
I mentioned, I think she'd be both a worthy opponent and bring a lot of positive attention
You
to the
know
region.
what? I
Plus,
need to look this up, cause I saw some like commissioned Iono emojis. So is Iono actually a streamer? Um, I don't know. Let's see. Yeah, well, it says it might be subjected to copyright, so let's not look
so
at
I like
that.
the electric type a lot. Next is Karen. I
Yeah,
just,
saw
I
some
can't leave
emojis
the
commissioned
best girl
for that.
behind. She raises a Tyranitar to add to her Mega Houndoom, she becomes even stronger, and we get along swimmingly. And professionally, finally, is Raihan. His sand team is just so good
I
and
really
could be
don't
even
know
better
why.
once filled out with a Garchomp or a Tyrantrum. And he'd bring
As the
so much
Elite Four
publicity.
member and
Ideally,
gym
he can
leaders,
defeat
that's
Leon
a
or
bit
move on
too-
from that obsession, but if he chooses
The
not
Ace
to
is a
leave
fairy
Galar,
type.
I'd instead go for Seabold.
Oh.
Water is such a strong and versatile
Pseudo
type, and I feel like his
legendaries
team
are
would be
like-
very strong if
You
filled
know
out.
what?
Plus, I would very much
Arcanine
like to
is
try his
actually
cooking, as would
called okay, Arcanine, the description is like, okay. Let's see, what was it? There we go. Arcanine, Bulbapedia. It is literally called the legendary Pokemon. Yeah.
tourists looking to eat at his expansion restaurant. He's basically Pokemon's Gordon Ramsay, and Gordon Ramsay seems to have a positive effect on the economy of places where he opens restaurants. Let me know your Elite Four down in the comments below. Don't forget to pick up some merch from MNJTVmerch.com, and thank you so much for watching. With an extra special thanks to my patrons over on Patreon, who are helping support my channel independent of fluctuating YouTube ad rates. If you want to help support me the same way, the link's in the description below, and if you want to check out some more of my fun Pokemon content, I recommend these videos here. But that is all I have for now, so until next time, fans, gotta catch them all! Greetings, Pokefans! Michael
my
here,
gosh,
and
I
a while
love this
ago,
guy.
I made a video going
fine
over
with
every
Lewis?
fully
Oh,
evolved Kanto
jeez, huh?
Pokemon that, at the time, had
I
never
think
gotten any
Lewis
kind of
is the
later
male
generation
version and
love from
Louise
Game
is the
Freak,
female
coming in the
version.
form of a new evolution or a new
Remembering
form
correctly.
or a type change, and whether I thought those Pokemon should get something.
Yeah, like I have never heard of
Michael
that.
here, and a
Show
while
it.
ago, I made a video going over every fully evolved Kanto Pokemon that, at the time, had never gotten any kind of later generation love from Game Freak, coming in the form of a new evolution or a new form or a type
Yeah. Wait.
evolution or a new form or
Yeah, that Mega Pidgeot. I had never even heard of that. I have no idea why. Because like I had like what I thought was all the Mega Stones, but I had never heard of a Mega Pidgeot. Yeah, that's true, you did, but you said female and male. There's always a female and male rival. But I seriously love the Alolan Executor. It's so awesome. I love it.
or a type change, and whether I thought those Pokemon should get something.
I love
Today's
this.
video will be the same, but for the
Oh, I
Johto
see
Pokemon.
what you mean now,
While
Legion.
not the
Sorry, it
oldest
took
group
me a
of
while.
Pokemon, it is still over 2 decades old, and it's a group somewhat infamous for having too many underpowered Pokemon. So let's see which of these Johto Pokemon are the same 7 generations later. The first is
generations
Meganium.
later?
The Johto starters are sandwiched between 2 generations of starters that did get new
They
forms,
depend
but
on
it's
the
never
gender.
worked out for
Yeah,
Meganium
yeah.
to get one.
I do
It's
remember
not
that.
surprising that it hasn't gotten a new form since it hasn't been a pickable starter since Gen 4, but I do think it's a great candidate for one. It has a simple design, which
it.
makes it easier to transform into
Every
something
Johto
unique.
Pokemon
I'd like to see
Game Freak
Meganium get a
forgot.
variant
That's
in another
sad.
Pokemon Legends game down the line. like Typhlosion did in Legends Arceus, which means,
But
yes,
but
Typhlosion got its
Meganium is coming
Hisuian
back,
form,
and I'm
while
so
Meganium has
excited.
not. This marks the first time in Pokemon history
Chikorita
that only one starter
and the
member of a
Pokemon
trio got a
AFC.
new form, while the other two did not. Okay, technically Blaziken was the only Hoenn starter to get a Mega in X and Y, and Charizard was the
was
only
so
Kanto
cool.
starter to get a Gigantamax form in the base game of Sword and Shield, but the other two members of those trios
Oh.
got their new forms within the same generation. Generation 8
Oh.
is done, and
Well,
Typhlosion remains the only
but
Johto
Charizard
starter to
actually
have
got
an alternate
two
form.
Mega Evolution
Which of course means that
forms.
Feraligatr is the next overlooked
Those-
Johto
I
Pokemon.
don't
No Mega
understand
nor
why.
variants, since like Meganium, you haven't been able to pick it as a
Like,
starter since Heart
doesn't-
Gold and Soul Silver.
the
It
fact
certainly
that
deserves
the
one though.
starter-
It's not as popular
I
as
think it's
Typhlosion,
Charizard
hence the
the
reason why
only
Typhlosion was selected for Legends
Mega
Arceus. Seems
Evolution
like they picked the
Pokemon
most
that
popular starter
is,
from each of
got
those three
two
starters
evolution
generations.
Mega
But
Evolution
it's still a
forms.
really cool and awesome Pokemon,
Why-
and I
why
want to
the
see
heck
it get a
did it do
variant in another
that?
Legends game at some point. Next is Furret, which is weird since it feels like it got special treatment due to the Furret walking stream taking over the internet for years.
so
But no,
cute.
Furret has been Furret since it was added. This is a bit odd to me because it means the devs skipped over it when giving new forms to early route normal types. They gave Rattata and Raticate Alolan forms, but then jumped to Zigzagoon and Linoon for Galarian forms. It's a bit odd, but
I love these
I
normal
guess
Pokemon.
I get it. Like, a Kiss-inspired Furret just doesn't feel like it would work.
Oh my
I'd be
gosh,
super
that
down
would
for
actually
Furret to
look
get
so
something, though.
cute.
Ideally an evolution because its stats are poor. It's a cute, fun Pokemon that could use some relevance aside from the walking stream that ended
so
because
cute.
Sinnoh
I
remakes
always
came out.
loved
Bad
Furret.
ones, unfortunately. All that walking? For this? Next is Noctowl, which definitely deserves something. They don't tend to give regional birds anything since they usually just make new regional
Oh, that
birds,
walking.
Pidgeot being the
For the-
only
for the
one to get
Growlithe.
anything.
Oh
But
my
I think
goodness.
Noctowl deserves something. Rowlet and its evolutions have really taken over as the main owl Pokemon, which
That's
is fair
true.
and awesome, but
Rowlet
we
is
could
so
use
awesome.
a powerful, more traditional owl Pokemon as well. Noctowl's stats are underwhelming, so giving it an evolution that buffs
Oh.
its strength and gives it the psychic typing it's deserved for a long time would be fantastic.
That's
Or heck, go an
true.
unexpected direction and make it a
Wait a
ghost flying
minute.
type.
A
Like they
ghost-
did that with Annihilate, and it made it more awesome. They could do that with Noctowl. Picture the big eyes like...
Wait a minute.
It's
Annihilate
spooky.
is
Yes.
part flying type? What?
Next is Ladian, which design-wise is a cute
What?
and cool Pokemon. Few Pokemon successfully achieve both, but I think Ladian does. It's never received even the
Wait a minute.
slightest...
Let me look this up. Ah! Here we go. Yeah, wait. It's fighting ghost. I was confused. He was mentioning ghost flying. I was confused why he mentioned annihilate. Yeah, that makes. I was. What the heck am I missing? Huh?
later generation help though, which is a shame because as of now it is a horrifically useless Pokemon. Terrible stats, terrible typing, and its hidden
That's
ability Iron
true.
Fist boosts physical punching
I think
moves, yet its
Ladybug
base
is
attack is
like,
only 35.
it's-
Please give Ladian an
Mhm.
evolution that maintains its
There-
cool,
okay,
cute
so
balance.
there are-
Ladybugs are one of the few lovable
There are like all these Pokemon that are weak in the games that they make like super overpowered in the anime. It's nuts. It really is. Like they show all of these Pokemon that were like never ever ever amount to anything in the games, and they make them like completely, absolutely, completely insanely overpowered in the show, which just makes you wonder, like maybe the games could have like put more into like the weaker Pokemon, you know? They could have like just given them more abilities, more things. Because if it shows on the anime that they can be that strong, why not incorporate it into the game as well? That doesn't really make sense to me.
bugs, so it's a shame that as of right now, the only two Ladybug Pokemon are a cute but useless one and a weird spaceship. Next is Ariados, another one of Johto's early game bugs. I don't
Oh,
find it as visually
Ariados.
appealing as Ladian, but I still think something for it could
Oh,
work.
I love those
Ideally
wet
an
marks
evolution
he's
because
putting in
again,
there.
awful stats. To be honest though, I don't
Yeah,
really
in
feel
the
optimistic about
game.
Ladian
Okay,
or Ariados
so-
getting any new forms or evolutions. Yes, Butterfree and Beedrill got upgrades.
Whoa, when is that Butterfree form? I've seen the Mega. What is that Butterfree? What? I have never seen that. What the heck is that? Oh, is that from Galar? I haven't played Galar very much yet. Oh my gosh, is that Gigantamax? What was it? Gigantamax form maybe? I do see the circles above its head, so I'm guessing it's from Galar. You remember one time the anime made up a character named Tobias that had a Darkrai and Latios just to make Ash lose a Pokemon? That's not right. No. How lame is that? Oh my gosh, Legion, that's not right. I believe they did that. I honestly have not seen all the Pokemon episodes. I was going to do like a Pokemon's like anime spree, but then the person I was watching with just like skipped on ahead and it was like no. And then I kind of like just didn't watch it anymore. That's insane. I can't, that's just really sad to do. It really is. Although I think, wait, Tobias, he sounds, is that the looker? Hmm.
But none of the other weak early game
I
bugs have.
know.
Instead, they just made most of the new bugs
And it's like,
stronger.
then-
I think the older
then
weak
he
ones should
wouldn't
get
even
some
go
love,
back for
but they
me,
don't
and
have the
it's like,
same
I just
recognition
stopped
level as
watching.
Butterfree and Beedrill. So I'd like them to,
Literally
but
at the
I'm
start of
pessimistic.
Pokemon League,
Next
he
in the
just
decks is
appeared-
Crobat,
it's
which has
so
not been
wrong.
forgotten because it itself is an upgrade, being a new evolution of Golbat. Johto has several of these, so they won't be part of the lacking an upgrade group because they themselves are the upgrade. But if I may insert my personal opinion here, Crobat should get something. It's super cool. It hasn't gotten anything in 7 generations. Scizor and Steelix, cool new evolutions, haven't gotten anything.
I really,
Give some
really,
love
really
to my
love the
favorite
Pokemon
bat.
that you evolve
Just
with
like you should give some love
friendship.
to me
It's
and
just
subscribe
so
to this
sweet.
channel. I'm very close to 2
Like
million
you get Sylveon
subs.
from evolving
Lost
Eevee
my
with
voice there a
friendship
little
as
bit.
well as it knowing a
The
fairy
next
type
forgotten
move.
Pokemon is Lantern.
Like you
This
get
is a crime.
Crobat
It is
from evolving
adorable,
a
has a
Golbat
really
with high
unique and fun
friendship.
typing. It's got a cool
Like,
design
it's just-
inspiration,
I
and for
love the
Arceus'
Pokemon that
sake, it's
evolve with
blue
high
and yellow.
friendship.
Those are
It's
my
like- it's
channel
kind of like a
colors. Look at
partner
this on this
there.
new merch that will be going on
There's
sale at
Venery that evolves
mngtvmerch.com
into
very
a Penny
soon.
with high
Just
friendship.
kidding, it's available
Bloodhound
now.
evolves
We've got
into
the
Roselia
Hell
with
Yeah
high
embroidered
friendship.
hoodie, the shirt
There's
I've been wearing this
Espeon,
entire video
Umbreon.
except right now, and the
there's like so
Wildfire
many-
Mighty plush. These are available for a very limited time at
Those are
mngtvmerch.com,
so cute.
so
I
get
love
them while
those
you have the
plushies.
chance. It's also been in a lot of regional dexes, meaning Game Freak likes to include it, just not make it good. I've used
That's
Lantern a
true,
few
it
times,
does,
but it can be difficult to do so because every stat but its HP is underwhelming at best. It absolutely deserves an evolution so that a cool, cute anglerfish can be the best water
but look at
electric
these,
type
like, those bottle
instead
cap
of a washing
things.
machine.
You
The
can,
next
like,
stretch of
do- it's just,
Pokemon
like,
are
a
baby
huge
Pokemon
boost
for
to
Gen
your
1
Pokemon
Pokemon.
stats.
Pichu, Cleffa, and Igglybuff. Now, while these are technically new members of evolutionary lines, I hesitate to call them
Hyper Chaining, I
upgrades
think,
because a baby version
also
is just
that
like that's
Pokemon you
just
thought came from
worse
the-
to get than a new
Wait.
evolution. Oh, hey,
no,
this Pokemon you
that
wanted
was
to get strong.
Butterfree, not Vivian. And I know how to say Vivian, silly. Yeah, actually, yeah, that was Butterfree. I know Vivian's like so gorgeous. I love all the forms. Yeah, no, I don't want Bulbapedia. Here we go. Yeah, he actually said Butterfree. I think it was a Gigantamax Butterfree. Here, let me look. Let's see. Yeah, let's just look up Gigantamax Butterfree. Here we go. Yeah, this is it. It's a Gigantamax Butterfree. Yeah. I was right. Oh
Younger?
my
How
gosh.
about instead
I've never even
we just give
seen
you
that
a tinier
form.
version? That, yeah, it's cute. but now you have to go an incense breed just for the dex entry when you're not even gonna use the baby form, you're just gonna evolve it immediately. However, even if we don't count
like
baby
using
forms
the
as
baby
love from the
form.
devs, all
Like,
three of these
have Volt
evolutionary
Tackle
lines have
Pichus.
gotten other attention. Pikachu has the Gigantamax form, Raichu has the Alolan form, and both
I
Wigglytuff
love
and Clefable
Alolan
became
form
Fairy type,
Raichu.
a significant upgrade in their usability. These lines are far from forgotten. Next is Togetic, which got the major upgrade of Togekiss, and then yet another upgrade
Which
by
you
getting the
evolved
Fairy type. This
from
line
high
has gotten
friendship
quite a
from a
bit of love,
Togepi.
but frankly, it
Togepi's so
needed it.
cute.
Togetic is absurdly weak for a fully evolved Pokemon, and I will
But
never understand why they
Togetic
thought it
is-
was fine
wait,
to have the
Togekiss
fancy
is
demonstration
super
of the new
OP,
breeding feature
especially
Pokemon
with,
be so
the
useless. The
ability
next
Super
overlooked
Lock.
Pokemon is Xatu. It's never been a favorite of mine, but its design is unique and a cool nod
I
to
believe
Native American
Super Lock
totems.
is the hidden
its typing
ability,
isn't the
though.
coolest, being overshadowed by a lot of other psychic flying types, but I think it's a solid candidate for a new form or evolution. An evolution would help it out a lot. Its base stat total
Would.
is 470,
Especially,
higher
like,
than
in
other
the-
Pokemon we've
in the
discussed,
anime,
but
they do
Bisharp
think
got
Xatu
King
pretty
Gambit while
powerful.
having its total be 490. Xatu should get a new evolution whose name ideally starts with X, so we have more options for the X entry whenever we do the Pokemon
Yeah,
alphabet challenges
there's
over on
like-
MMJTV Plays.
There's not very
Next
many
is Ampharos,
Pokemon
which
that
got a
start
Mega, then
with-
Blossom, which
Oh
was
my
a new
gosh, I
evolution
love
for the
Mega
Oddish line. A
Yes.
worse one, though? I don't know why they made it. Then is Azumarill, which got Azurill, but even if we're not counting babies, it's still got the fairy typing,
Azumarill is such a
skyrocketing its
tank.
usefulness.
Oh my
Then we
goodness,
get to
huh?
Sudowoodo. This is the first one that did get a baby form,
It's a
Bonsly,
tree.
but nothing else. And I think I have decided to decree that baby forms do not count as special treatment for the sake of this video. Like, they're cute, I guess, but they're not helpful. As for Sudowoodo's
but they're-
situation, not getting
can
anything
be
besides
helpful.
Bonsly, I'm both shocked and not shocked.
Actually,
Sudowoodo has been an
oh, they
iconic
do
Pokemon since
hydrate.
its introduction,
And
serving as a
actually,
very
if you
memorable
train it right,
roadblock with an
Bonsly can be
amusing
pretty
design
strong.
focus. It's
Like,
almost
it-
like
it
Johto's
knows,
Snorlax equivalent. In
whatchamacallit.
that sense, I understand not giving it
think
an
that- I think
evolution
the baby
because you'd be
tears,
adding something
It
on
like
top of an
partially
existing
okay, what
role.
was it?
Like, it'd be a bit weird
was-
if
it
you
was
caught this
something
big, powerful
tears.
Snorlax,
But yeah,
and then it
Bonsly
evolved further.
knows
It
and
just
moves
seems like it
it,
might be too
like
much.
drastically.
But
It's like
unlike
yeah, it's
Snorlax,
like really lowers either
Sudowoodo
defense or special
sucks.
defense.
Its
And
base
with
stat
that
total is an
sturdy
awful
ability,
410.
it can actually
so
do
while
some
clearing
damage.
the Snorlax roadblock rewards you with a very powerful Pokemon, doing so in Johto gives you a weak rock log. It's insane to me that they gave Sudowoodo a baby form when it was already so weak and needed a power boost. Snorlax got a baby, but that makes sense because it's way stronger. And then it went on to get a Gigantamax form. So while I
Yeah, so
understand keeping
weird.
Sudowoodo's role pure, I think that purity should be cast aside in favor of actually rewarding you with something good for clearing out the roadblock. Next, we hop over Politoed, pun intended,
that's
because
true.
it itself
It
is a
was
new
a
evolution for the
roadblock.
Poliwag line. So next comes Jumpluff. Jumpluff is a
Jumpluff
cute
is so
Pokemon I've never
cute.
been overly fond
But
of,
it's like,
but it
it
is
gets
so
blown
weak
away
for
in
a
the
fully
wind,
evolved
so-
three-stage Pokemon, only having a base stat
Yeah.
total of 460. It frankly needs an evolution as opposed to a new form, but it
Honestly,
can't
I
get
don't
one
think it
unless
needs
it's
an
a Mega
evolution.
Evolution, and
A lot of
those aren't
Pokemon
coming back
he's
anytime
saying
soon.
need
The
an
only way I see
evolution
making
or a
some
new
version of it
form.
viable is a
But
Paradox
I
Pokemon
think
version,
some of them
but
are
that's
fine
wildly
the way
unlikely
they
since it
are.
didn't already happen. Jumpluff is decently cute, but as of now, I think there's basically no chance it ever gets buffed. But
I don't think so
Tropius,
either, but that's
Tropius is
fine.
awesome. It could evolve, and it should evolve. We could finally have a grass flying type that's good enough to overcome its garbage typing. And it would be a dinosaur! Next is Apom, which got Ambipom,
Dinosaur!
bringing us to Sunflora. This odd-looking sunflower Pokemon only has a base stat total of 425.
Yeah, I do
As I
agree with
mentioned,
this one.
Johto is filled to the brim with preposterously weak, fully evolved Pokemon. Like, they've fixed a lot of them in the 7 generations since, but there are still some that they've neglected to buff. As for Sunflora
Very
getting a new
true.
evolution, I think it would make sense. It's weak and it's only the 2nd stage. However, I think there are other cooler Pokemon that are more deserving. Sunflora is just a sunflower with
I I
or
like
derpy face and
sunflowers
feet.
though.
Plus, it had a very recent large focus in Artisan in Scarlet and
Oh
Violet,
my
and it
gosh!
didn't get
Oh,
anything
that
then.
was
So I'm fine with it getting an evolution,
that
but
was
if it didn't,
something.
I think it's fine to stay
Yeah,
as an
just
early game pass over later Pokemon. Next is a solid stretch of Pokemon that have gotten love. Yanma got Yanmega, Wooper and Quagsire got Wooper's Paldean form and Clodsire,
I
Espeon
love
and Umbreon are new
Clodsire.
evolutions themselves and were followed by more. Murkrow got Honchkrow, Slowking both is a new evolution and got a regional form later,
Yeah,
and
which is
Mr.
so
got
weird. He
both
looks so
Mismagius
weird.
and Fluttermane. Paradox Pokemon are technically new species, not
I'm not a
evolutions,
big fan
but
of
I
the
still count
Paradox
them as
Pokemon.
upgrades for the Pokemon they're
Flyers,
based on.
what do you think? Do
Because
you
if
like a
you
Paradox
really like a
Pokemon,
certain
or are you just
Pokemon, like
kinda like, eh?
Delibird, you can use the Paradox form Iron Bundle and have basically the same Pokemon, but way stronger, in the case of some of them. Some of the Paradox Pokemon are weaker than the originals, but only by a little bit. That brings us to Unknown, which is actually a Pokemon
Blackbear.
that's gotten new forms somehow. When it was introduced, it had a form for every letter. But then in Gen 3, the exclamation point and question mark forms were added. I think that's more than sufficient enough to count. It's a new form in a generation after it was introduced.
I
But
think
even
it's
if you
fair.
were to
Yeah.
argue that it doesn't count,
I
I would
wanna
not think
see it.
Unknown should get anything. It's a gimmick
I want to
Pokemon,
see like a
Ditto.
colon
Like,
or a
what would
comma
they do?
unknown.
Its role as a collectible in Legends Arceus,
Oh my
Arceus
gosh.
was the best thing they've
You
done
don't
with
have much
Unknown
time to
ever,
watch.
and I think
Hi,
it's
hi.
best that's how it stays.
You know, it's good
Next
to
is
see
Wobbuffet,
you
which
again.
has gotten
Oh
Why
my
Not, but since I've
goodness.
decided not to count babies, this
How
means
are you?
Wobbuffet
I
has
have
been
to
denied
smile
any
today.
kind of upgrade. However, that's fine. Wobbuffet is, like Ditto and Unknown, a gimmick Pokemon. It
That's
learns no
true.
direct attacks, meaning its only way to get a KO is
Well,
counter,
to be
Mirror Coat, or
fair,
Destiny Bond.
the
Giving it an
the
alternate
original
form wouldn't
Delibird
change how it
only
works in
knew
an interesting way,
presents,
and giving it an
was
evolution would
the
mean making
only
just a
move
higher
it
base stat
knew.
total
They
Wobbuffet
kinda
with
made
no
it
changes
learn
to
other
moveset.
moves in
Just
the
like
later
how Why Not
gens.
is just a
You're
lower
going
base
back
stat
to
total 1
Norway? Oh,
with no changes to
cool.
moveset.
What are you
And that
gonna
just
do
isn't
for this
necessary.
time?
Leave Wobbuffet as the Team Rocket comic relief Pokemon and move on. Next is Girafarig, which recently got Farigiraf, an evolution it's
I
sorely
actually
needed.
like
So that
Farigiraf.
brings
It's
us
really
to
cute.
Fortress.
It has a
I've
little
always had a
hood.
fondness for Fortress. Its
You
design
going
is
back to
unique, and I
work?
like the attack
Isn't
style of
your
its
work
spin
diving,
slamming
though?
into opponents with its shell closed. Plus, it's got basically the best secondary typing a bug type can have with Steel. However, Fortress has been overlooked generation after generation while new bug steel types have been added. Unfortunately for Fortress, its stats have not kept up with the times. And now it's the second weakest of all the steel bugs, literally
that is
only
so
ahead of
sad.
the trash one.
It's the
To me,
second
Fortress
weakest.
definitely deserves
Yeah,
an
it
evolution.
is. What are you gonna
More
research this
armor,
time,
bigger
huh?
cannons,
Yeah,
ooh,
it's
maybe
really
even
cool.
legs.
You know what?
I
Never
don't
really-
know. I'm not picky.
Okay, I'm sorry.
I just think this
I'm sorry,
unique
this is
and
just
cool
wrong.
and one. To me, Fortress definitely
watch
deserves
this.
an evolution. More armor, bigger cannons, ooh, maybe even legs.
Like what the is that? I'm sorry, but that's what he really thinks Fortress. What kind of evolution is that?
I don't know. I'm not picky. I just think this unique and cool and frankly
Obviously, you're
forgotten
not picky. I
Pokemon
can
should get
see
an
that.
upgrade. Next is another stretch
You
of Pokemon
died
that
to be
have
charged
gotten
in
love.
Norway. I
Dunsparce
see, so
got
you're taking a
Dunsparce,
break from
Gligar got
researching.
Gliscor,
You're diving
Steelix
for
is a
fun?
new evolution and got a Mega, Granbull got the Fairy type, Quillfish got its Hisuian form and Overquill, and Scizor is a new evolution, plus got a Mega, plus got Cleavor. Giving all that stuff to Scizor, which I get, it's super cool, just like Crobat, though. That brings us to Shuckle, the goofy
Shuckle,
shellworm
so
thing with
tanky.
astronomical defenses and horrific everything else. I think
That's
Shuckle
cute.
is amusing and cute, and the community seems to like it due to a
so
particular word the first half of its
adorable.
name rhymes with. However, I think it would be
It's
difficult to
spoiled
give
support
Shuckle an
pets and
evolution.
no hands
Its
of
stat spread is
Banza.
so insane and gimmicky that I don't see how you could add points without risking actually making it broken. However, I think it's a great
That's
candidate for a
true.
regional variant. Simply
Like,
change
you-
what its shell is made of, and you have a fun new Shuckle that would behave differently in battle without accidentally making it
You were in the
unstoppable.
Philippines
This
on a
thing is
trip?
already
Oh,
the Pokemon that has the highest damage
I
output
honestly would love to
capability
travel.
of anything
I've said
ever.
that before, but
So I think
But
we hold off
honestly,
on making it
I've never
stronger
traveled
and just
outside
make
my
it different.
country. I
Next
would
is
love to
Heracross, which
see
got a
new
Mega,
things.
Sneasel, which
I
got
really
Weavile in
would.
Hisuian form and
You need to
Sneasler,
go on the
and
plane
Ursaring, which
soon.
got
Yeah,
Ursaluna.
I
It's kind of funny
would.
how if I'd made this video a bit over a
I
year
hope you
ago,
had fun
it would have
in the
been a lot shorter
Philippines.
because Legends Arceus and Scarlet and Violet added a lot of stuff for Johto Pokemon.
Yeah, definitely.
That
like
brings
Silent
us to
Lunar
Magcargo.
said,
I've
have
always
a
thought
safe
this derpy
flight.
Pokemon had a really creative design, so it's a shame that it's so weak. A base stat total of 430 fits well with the Johto trend, but makes it super hard to use, especially considering its typing has 2 4x weaknesses.
Oh,
Magcargo should
goodness.
absolutely get an
Isn't it like
evolution,
3
and I'll
minutes?
go even further.
Don't worry,
That
you're not
evolution
gonna
should
die.
be Fire
I'm sure
Steel.
you'll be safe.
That typing is
Just
way
think
better than Fire
positive.
Rock, and the only Pokemon to have it is Heatran. Make Magcargo bigger and give it a molten metal shell, and I'll be
Oh
happy.
my gosh, that'd
Yes,
be so
they already did
cool.
the snail with metal shell thing with Hisui and Gudra.
That would be a.
But Gudra
Oh my
ain't
gosh,
made of lava, so it's
Goody.
different. Next,
kinda
Piloswine
wish
got
there
Mamoswine, and
wasn't a
Corsola got its
Gudra
Galarian
or,
form and Cursula,
a
so that
Sliggoo.
brings us to
I wanted
Octillery.
to just be
Somehow,
Goomy.
this strange
Goomy
pairing of a
is so
gunfish evolving into
adorable.
an octopus
Literally
tank never
says
got
in
a
the
third
doc,
stage of a
he's the
helicopter whale
weakest
or an
dragon
aircraft
type
carrier turtle.
Pokemon.
Although,
I just
actually,
find
now
that
that I make
so
the joke, both of those
adorable.
sound pretty cool. Anyways, I've never loved Octillery, but I think it could get some love. I tend to prefer evolutions over regional forms since they're a more
Join me,
permanent
Discord
upgrade, and
Butterfly
Octillery's
Pavilion
stats aren't low enough to
ads.
justify one.
Ads.
A regional form would be cool too, though. Octopi are such interesting
Yeah,
and intelligent
regional form would
creatures,
be
and another
cool.
Octillery form could explore more of their abilities than just
take
shooting
care, have
ink.
amazing
We'll pass over
flights, and
Delibird
have
due to Iron
fun.
Bundle, and that gets us to Mantine, or Mantine. People debate it. It's either Manta and Marine or Manta and Brine. I've always called it Mantine. I'm gonna stick with that. While Mantine did get the adorable
call it
Mantine,
Mantine, too.
Mantine remains fine, I guess. Rays are cool, but I've never thought Mantine was cool. I think, like with Octillery, it would be a
true.
good candidate for a regional form that explores different
Ooh,
aspects of
that
the
would be
animal
so
it's based on.
cool.
So Mantine is based on
Oh,
the large
yeah,
manta
30
rays,
minutes, 30
so it could get a
seconds. Oh,
variant
that would
that's
be
maybe a
horrible if it was
poison
a
type
30-minute
inspired by
ad break.
stingrays.
Oh, that
Next
would be
is
so
Skarmory,
awesome.
and I am baffled that this
Yeah.
thing never got an upgrade. It's a cool metal bird that, despite its
It is a
oddly
cool
low
metal bird.
465 base stat total, has been successful in the competitive scene in generations past thanks to its excellent typing and defense. It's a really cool Pokemon, but today it's pretty outmatched thanks to power creep over the generations.
Yes, oh my gosh.
You know what
like
an easy
the
fix for that
Pokemon-
would be?
Welcome back
A
from the
bigger
ads every
metal
year.
bird.
Welcome
I can't
back.
believe they haven't done this yet. Just make it bigger and
Like the
meaner looking.
yeah, the
like,
Pokemon
come
are,
on.
like, the
Next,
stats are
Houndoom
so
got a Mega.
boosted.
Kingdra is a new evolution and,
like,
a very
oh.
strong one at that.
Wait.
Donphan got Great Tusk and Iron Treads. Porygon 2
did
is
it
a new
say
evolution
Kingdra
and
got
got
another
Porygon Z.
evolution?
And Stantler got
another form or
Weirdeer. That
something?
brings us to Smeargle, which hasn't gotten anything, which makes sense. It's another gimmick Pokemon, and if they gave it an evolution that could learn any move in the game without having awful stats, that's a significant risk of becoming broken. I don't play
Very
competitive
true.
already, but a competitive
There-
scene
like,
where you're
I
constantly dealing with a
completely
strong
understand that about
Pokemon
Shuckle.
that could
That would
learn
be just
any move in the game,
crazy.
no thank you. Next, Tyrogue and Hitmontop are new members of the Hitmon line, and then Smoochum is Jinx's baby. This one's weird,
Tyrogue
since
is
I said
new?
babies don't count, but Jinx is a Gen 1 Pokemon, not a Johto Pokemon, so it doesn't really make the list here. Either way, I don't think we need to give anything else to this very weird and uncomfortable line. Elekid and Magby are baby forms for
totally
Electabuzz and
weird.
Magmar, who go on to
I
get
totally
Electivire
agree
and
with
Magmortar.
that.
And that brings us to Miltank. As you
Miltank.
probably know, I hate this thing. It's gotten nothing over the years, which I'm more than content with. In fact, I'm thrilled. Keep this terrible creature with its weird bouncing sausage nipples into the crevices of obscurity. Anyways, the final stretch now. Blissey is a new evolution.
yeah.
Then Raikou, Entei, and Suicune technically don't have anything as of recording this, but the Scarlet DLC Paradox Legendary
it really
appears to be a
wasn't.
combination of all three. So I'm counting that. Tyranitar got both a Mega and Iron Thorns, so that brings us to the final three, Ho-Oh, Lugia, and Celebi. I should quickly
my
address,
Celebi.
yes,
Celebi's so
Shadow
cute.
Lugia exists. However,
Shadow
that was
Lugia's
a new form
awesome.
in the same generation, and this whole time it has to be stuff after the Pokemon's introduction generation. But even if it was a later generation thing, the form is
Oh.
temporary. It goes away once you purify the Lugia. And the form is not
sucks.
accessible anywhere but Pokemon XD. So That just doesn't fit the
I don't
criteria.
think I ever caught
First,
a
I think we don't
Lugia,
need to talk
though.
much about Celebi, since whenever a mythical Pokemon gets a new form, it's always been in the same generation as its release. So if Celebi didn't get one back then, it's not getting one in the future, and I think that's fine for mythical Pokemon. As for Ho-Oh and Lugia, them not getting any
I
kind
would
of
love
love
to
is
see a new
both
Celebi
crazy
form. What
and
about you guys?
understandable. First, it's crazy because of all the legendaries, excluding mythicals, in the first 3 generations, Ho-Oh and Lugia are the only ones yet to get a new form or member of their group. Even if you look at only the box art legends, you can add on Generation 4, and they're still the only ones without one. This is insane, but also understandable. The last time Ho-Oh and Lugia were the central Pokemon of a game was Heart Gold and Soul Silver, released in 2009, before giving old gen Pokemon new forms became a thing in Gen 6 with Megas. Ho-Oh and Lugia's remakes came too early. The Hoenn and Sinnoh legends got more recent remakes, while the Kanto legends got fancy new forms because they're Kanto Pokemon, and thus more iconic, more familiar, and more likely to get picked for things like this.
Well,
It's why the Kanto
Mewtwo
starters
ones,
have
but I
both
haven't
Megas and
seen the other
Gigantamax forms,
ones.
while Meganium and Feraligatr
Wait,
have
what are some
nothing.
of
In
these
short,
forms?
Ho-Oh
I
and
haven't
Lugia
seen
are
some of
long
these,
overdue for some cool new forms, but I feel confident that we will get them someday whenever we return to Johto, which I desperately hope is in another Pokemon Legends game. Please, I need my life to be in danger. So that's all the Johto Pokemon Game Freak's forgotten. Of all of them, I think Lantern, Skarmory, and Fortress are the ones I want to get an upgrade the most. Really cool Pokemon that have just been left in the dust. Thanks so much for watching, with an extra special thanks to my patrons over on Patreon for helping support my channel independent of fluctuating YouTube ad rates. If you want to help support me in the same way, the link is in the description below. And if you want to check out some more of my fun Pokemon content, I recommend these videos here. But that is all I have for now. So until next time, Advance. Gotta catch them all.
Advance! Wow, that was nuts! Oh, yo, shoot. What was that? Alright, let's turn this display capture off. And we will go back to the just chatting scene. I'll turn my desktop audio off. And let me see. I do believe it is about time to end stream. Let's look at the raid browser, see who we have here. Unless anyone has any recommendations of who you want to raid. Let's see. Does anyone want to raid? Like, does anyone? Wait. Oh, you're pulling the lever again? Yeah, is there anyone that you guys want to see in particular? Wait, we gotta wait for the raid. Oh, let's go. Alright. I have not rated my senpai Nox in a while. Let's go say hi to the orphans and hope they're not just finishing their stream. Okay. Let's see. Yes! Thank you so much for coming, everyone. It was so much fun. There is no stream tomorrow. Wait, it's Tuesday, right? If it, yeah, I don't stream on Wednesdays. So I hope you guys had as much fun as I did. I will see you on Thursday. Once again, thank you so much for coming. Have an amazing day. And don't forget to smile. Bye, bye, bye. Yeah.